to the channel, fool. Thanks for tapping in. If you missed this week's episodes, this recap is for you, so don't forget to share, like, and subscribe for like videos like this.
Yo, 是一天。有的。
请您在输入密码前确认终端环境是否安全。
Car or supercar?
Ой, ну, как здесь тепло-то. Мам, скажи, что тепло.
Очень тепло, давай. Сережа. Холодно, ё-моё. Со льдом это или снег? Нет, лед здесь. Даня, ты куда побежал? А? Не холодно?
Иди сюда. Дядя, иди быстрее. Быстрее. Давай, Ваня. Что, играть будешь?
Я да. Я потом пойду.
Мне холодно от вас.
And do you know it's a real booster for immunity?
In the year, almost a year that has passed, is that something else has begun to happen, they say, now inside the home. They're very afraid of what they have been, what they say that they have been witnessing inside their home. Can you describe what it is they're telling you?
Yeah, and I think that's the reason why Angel has pivoted from calling what he saw that night an alien instead, now calling it a demon, because he feels like he's seeing so much paranormal activity and just strange, unexplainable things happening inside of his home. There was two anecdotes, one in particular that we're about to show you that literally made the hairs on my arms stand up just because it is so freaky, so unexplainable. We have a segment of that part of the conversation. You mentioned paranormal activity. What exactly did you see?
Well, I was in another room. My brother called me, and there was a upside down cross, and there was a Jesus statue in it. They ripped Jesus out of it. They threw him like across the room, and it was floating upside down.
Are you saying floating in the air?
Yeah, like in the air. It was floating upside down.
What did you do? I mean, did you go pick it up? Did you knock it down? Like how?
No, I didn't do nothing. I was just sitting there. I was crazy. I was like, what?
But how did it come down? It's not still floating right now, is it?
No, it came down. So we got closer to it, and then it dropped.
It fell to the ground. A crucifix
Yeah.
floating in the air, upside down. The Jesus on the crucifix had been ripped off,
Yeah.
and it was floating.
Yep.
And you can say definitively, without lies, that that is what you saw.
Yes.
Do you believe him?
Hey, where are you guys moving these kids to? Whoa. Where are you guys moving these kids to? Hey, where are you guys moving these kids to in this black car? Hey man, where is this going? Where is this driving to?
Just roll up the window, man.
Oh, dude, I can blur your face. This is not looking good. Just all I'm asking is where this is going to, because a lot of these kids go missing. Where is this going to? That's all I want to know.
Okay, so where you working for? Who you working for? Roll up the window.
I'm independent media. And I've done a lot of work on this. My videos have millions of views. This is gonna look really bad if you roll up the window. Where are you guys taking these kids? That's all we want to know. Where are the kids going?
Okay, what do they tell you? What they tell you?
They won't tell me anything. Look, he's telling me to roll up the window.
Okay.
He's telling me to roll up the window. Where are you taking these kids? It's gonna look really bad if you roll up that window, bro. Where are you taking the kids to?
Okay, so who do you work for?
I'm independent. I work for myself. I'm an independent news reporter. Where are you going, man? Who do you...
I don't be able to
Whoa.
Sorry, buddy. Sorry. No, I have to put
Where
the
you
window
going?
up.
Where are you taking these kids to?
Sorry, buddy.
Oh my God.
Is this where all the money is going?
I looked at it. Holy swimming. Yeah. It's trying to find the oyster. It'll go inside of it, so it might disappear in a second. That's why I want to get the lady back over here. Oh. We'll find it though. I won't let him disappear. See, the other one, he's going off the side. Yeah. Ooh, I don't think I'll ever eat an oyster again after this. I was just saying how much I like them. Might have just done it for me.
This poor lady, I want to see this head chef.
People ask me why their grandparents or great-grandparents never talked about the reset. Why don't they remember anything about it? Well, let me try to explain it. First, there were the Cabbage Patch Babies. Now, these weren't just toys, you see. They became a symbol of something much bigger, a massive repopulation effort after the reset. These babies, they weren't born the usual way. They were produced almost mechanically in large numbers and distributed through a cold, efficient system. Strange, isn't it? Brings to mind ideas like cloning, doesn't it? And maybe that's why today you see so many folks who just seem to go with the flow. No questions, no thinking. Did you know they say nearly half the population doesn't even have an internal monologue? Imagine that, living life with a quiet mind, just following along. Those babies, those orphan trains, they were shipped off along with abandoned children who had survived the reset, taken from their families, sent to faraway lands. Many ended up in America. And when they got there, they were given a new story, the official version of history. No elders left to tell them the truth. Nobody to remember how things used to be. It made them easier to control, you see, easier to accept the new narrative.
Mind-blowing, but when is the next one?
I asked you about your bullhorn. Why are you walking the streets in an evacuation zone with a bullhorn?
Listen, I gotta keep it real. I gotta keep it 1,000. If I want myself, I want to be myself. If I ain't keep it 1,000, it's out here. It's crazy. It's happening. It's unfolding. I'm letting everybody know. If you don't know, you're gonna know. If you feel like you don't believe it, well, you're gonna believe it now. And I got the bullhorn to back me up. I'm speaking through the bullhorn because my voice is raggedy and I don't want to lose it anymore. But I know the bullhorn will give me an extra boost and it'll make a little louder noise than I can. So, sister, I'm letting that horn do what I can't do. Child.
Or what street maybe?
Bullhorn on God, check out my shoes, my foot hanging out, man. It's raggedy out here, bro. Grab everything you can and just go.
Are you on FaceTime?
With my cousin, she in Mississippi. Okay, wait, I'm not
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, stay on. We'll be good.
Is this the same guy, a piece of burger from BK?
Like, I remember even tapping into bank accounts and everything off my Social Security. And I remember it was 6 accounts in my name. And I called didn't I call the Federal Reserve? I called the Federal Reserve Bank. I'm like, why do I got an account with $6 million in it that I've never opened myself? How did you get access to your account? That's when they really started messing with us. That's not the question. Why do I got an account with $6 million? Why do I got a bank account with a Bank of America account with $20 million in it, and I never had a Bank of America account? Who the hell is using the money? Then you start tracking down your Social Security number, putting a 0 in front of it, which makes it a 10-digit bank account number. Then you look at your birth certificate number, which is your routing number. So now you're like, hold on, I got a bank with all this money. And then you start realizing what Social Security is. And then basically you working for free, and then they're paying you little bitty percentages or fractions out of the account that you already had all this money built in, because you're a natural born law-abiding citizen of the Creator and not of man. So it's different types of tiers you operate on. You can operate as an indigenous in the private, as your natural born body self, or you can operate as a corporation, which is the name your mother and father gave you right before they sold you over and got a Social Security number, and then sold your soul by taking the sole of your feet, putting it under some stamps, and then putting it on top of the birth certificate and selling you over to the corporation that we call the United States of America, which is not a country, it's a business, it's a corporation and an agent.
And how do we access to this account?
Listen, man, I don't with the witch no more. I can't with the witch no more. Like, even if someone tells me the drugs are still free, I can't with the witch no more. She's really don't with the witch, man. I'm telling you, Split, you listening to me? Listen. Don't with the witch, man. You're not hearing me, dog. Don't with the witch, man. I'm telling you. You're not hearing me, man. You're not hearing me. Don't
And that was the last time we saw the real Eminem.
A ver, record.
Oh my God, babe, what is that?
I don't know. Is that an alien?
Yes! It is 100% an alien, Saida.
Okay, record.
What is that? It looks like a It went away now.
I'm still getting it on my camera.
What was that, babe?
Great form, guys. Keep pushing.
Do you know about alchemical sexual alchemy? Do you know that the story of Jesus, how it's been altered in certain ways? I mean, yes, there was a guy, yes, there was teachings, all that stuff. The parallel between that and alchemical sex is that there's 33 vertebrae in your spine. There's 33 years in the life of Jesus.
Christ.
Okay? There is a substance or liquid or a substance that comes from your medulla, which is basically completely looks like the Ark of the Covenant, has angels' wings around it, the whole thing. So this substance comes from your medulla, makes the trip down your spine to your sacrum, which is
quick, get a dictionary.
Christ coming down into human form.
Yeah.
And if you don't squander that essence, that sexual essence, it ascends again and goes back up to heaven, which is your thing. It's also the story of Santa Claus. Why he comes down the chimney is because this juice or this whatever substance actually passes what's called the claustrum, which is where they got Santa Claus. So it goes down the chimney and back up the chimney.
It's also called Kundalini. Are they looters or helpers?
Isn't there spiritual significance with hair?
If I want you to do an experiment one day, it don't matter how long your hair is. It don't even matter if you bald for real. Go out in public all day and just pay attention to how you feel. And the next day, wrap your hair and go out in public and pay attention to pay attention to how much sharper you hear. Pay attention to how much sharper you see. Pay attention to how less connected you feel to everything around you. And pay attention to how much more connected you feel to yourself. How less often you pick up the emotions of others.
When you say wrap your hair, like kind of just wearing like a hat or like a do-rag or?
A do-rag, a t-shirt, anything that can completely cover your head.
Okay.
And always protect your crown.
He told me to drink my own urine and it'll fix what I have going on. Dude, I have to say, it worked. Wow. I just told you, my wife drank her own urine last week. I'm serious, and you're gonna hear why this is true. And it cleared out what she had going on. So what's going on? This is the oldest ancient medicine known to man. It's true. Let's talk about it.
The fact that you're giving stage and platform for this, I just respect and appreciate that. Urine therapy works because it's signaling the body with all the information of what is actually poisoning
Literally,
you.
communication molecules, if you will.
Exactly.
Metabolites that do that, yeah.
Exactly. If you could say the biggest problem in life is toxins that are causing disease, then the antibodies are concentrated in the urine, but it's blood that's filtered through the kidneys. Yeah. And that's why it's sterile or sterile-like, and more purified than the blood, and so therefore it's the safest way to consume.
Babies drink their urine in utero constantly, right?
Yeah, hundreds of milliliters per day, urinating every 1 to 3 hours, and from 8 weeks on, the urine is then used to form their organs.
Every country in the world utilizes this technology, really, especially ancient cultures, to get things well. Except in this country, it's looked at as, oh my gosh, stay away from your urine.
Yeah.
You hope that changes.
Exactly. That's the future. To me, it's the only way out of this system because it's universally accessible and everyone can play.
Affordable. Awesome, man. Thank you.
Interesting.
Pathways underneath that are all connected. It's like if you go to McCormick Place, if you go, they got the little tunnels over there too, because they be flooding over there too.
Really?
Yeah.
So it's connected, you think?
Yeah. So this whole campus, the whole campus is connected. I was told there's tunnels You know what I'm saying? It's like the tunnels on the lake that you can go down in. Heard that from somebody that he was working for 43 years.
Really?
Been here for 43 years. He been here for 43 years. He retired, I want to say, like last week sometime.
They won't allow access to the public.
Okay.
And then they only allow access to very few of their actual workers here.
I feel like the building was here already.
What do you tell your child when you're coming to a new location and they're asking you questions and you have no answers?
How hard would it be to just make it black and white and then make it look like they're doing some construction right now?
Or you're presenting them like on maybe a TV documentary, let's say, and it's just an image that's going to come and go, and 99.9% of people looking at them are not even going to scratch their head. They're going to just say, well, there it is, there's the construction.
They whitewash the skies, they call it vanilla skies.
They'll blotch out the sky and cut away from what they want to leave in the photo. They can cut away what was there and replace it with a gray or white vanilla colored sky.
Vanilla sky, where the background is cut out and you can see the crop marks, it's like, well, why would they do that? If you see one construction photo that's off, where they've painted in scaffolding or they've taken out backgrounds, you have to stop. Why did they go to the extent to do this? You have to ask the question. This was an industrial scale. Exquisite masonry buildings were built in 1 or 2 years. These take time. I mean, you put 1 or 2 years just into the planning. Every doorknob, every cornice over a window is celebrated. And this is why the architecture is so beautiful. It's an architecture of celebration.
The outside's incredible, but the inside is built like a palace. There's such a lack of photos from the inside of these buildings. And they're incredible. When you had the Kleksinski building in Chicago that took 14 years, and then you come back and you look at the one before that, the Federal building, built in 7 years. How is that possible? They're not gonna be able to bring these things all the way up to the top, get these people that have no training, and actually create this amazing thing that lasts forever. Why are none of our grandparents or great-grandparents ever speaking highly of these buildings? If they were truly built in the early 1900s, do you think one of our grandparents would have been like, yeah, I was at the site and I'm so proud of building that? Or my friend, I knew somebody and he was over there building that building? Not one time. Does that sound odd?
Let's just have some common sense. And whose food is this?
You know what happens if you pour honey over onions. Chances are your grandparents knew very well. They might have even made this remedy as it was common knowledge 70 years ago. The honey will begin to ferment and extract the onion's anti-inflammatory substances. Onions also contain allicin, a powerful natural antibiotic that is effective against throat and lung infections. Leave the jar on your kitchen counter. In about 12 hours, your medicinal syrup will be ready. You should make it at the first sign of a cold or flu, or if you're dealing with a stubborn cough. I'm sure you'll have no trouble getting a hold of the 2 ingredients. Take it by the teaspoon until symptoms subside. Onion syrup was just one of the home remedies that offered relief to our grandparents.
And you can go wrong with Grandma's recipe. And why would you stand directly beneath it?
I was supposed to just like say it in the name of Jesus Christ. Yeah, hold on. In the name of Jesus Christ, I finish this house and I ask you to leave my home. Do not come anywhere near my home. I want you to leave this house and leave right away. Instant. This house name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave forever and don't come forever and don't come back. I ask you to leave forever. Do not come back into this home. I'm blessed with this house. I'm blessed with this house. In the name of Jesus Christ, I ask you to leave this house. I ask you to leave this house instantly in the name of Jesus Christ. In the name of Jesus Christ, leave my home right away. In the name of Jesus Christ, leave my home right away.
Sage was the first mistake.
Even on the Jeffrey Epstein case, like, what's suggesting government involvement here?
What do you mean? What do you mean what's suggesting?
Like, what part of the
involvement?
Jeffrey Epstein case is like, oh my God, the government is like playing a part in this?
Well, the fact that he had ties to the Mossad and the CIA, and that when they raided his home, he had his face and about, what was it, 6 different passports? Who can issue passports?
For when we look at Epstein, right? Epstein was a billionaire, right?
Why was he a billionaire?
Why? Because of trading or whatever he did? I'm not totally sure.
No, that's the question. Nobody knows why him
I don't know
or
why,
his brother
but there's like
had
a million
billions of
different.
dollars.
Sure. There's lots of people where I don't know how they made their money, but to fill in the gaps of all of this with some.
No, you should always
huge
know how
conspiracy.
somebody became a billionaire. That's like a very easy thing. Like somebody should just be like, I became a billionaire, and you have no idea how. Like
I'm sure there are tons of people who
it's
are
like,
billionaires
I sold
that
the
aren't.
product. You know why Elon Musk has money. You know why Jeff Bezos has money. You should not say we can't connect the dots on how this person became a billionaire that was able to purchase an
Filings
island.
aren't always going to be public. That like, oh well, I can figure out exactly why this person became a billionaire. If they don't work in like public traded companies or something, how will you ever know?
Did you actually look into the Epstein case, or are you just, because I can't tell right now if your thing is just to be contrarian?
Okay, hold on.
No, I'm being serious. No, I'm asking you because it seems like you're just like, whatever your position is, I'm going to take the opposite and I'm going to say something really quickly and try to say, well, how do we know? And it's like, that's actually quite boring.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like,
So
it's like, dude, like, let's actually have a real conversation because tons of stuff is happening right now. A lot of stuff is being exposed, right?
Mm-hmm.
People are for the first time able to grasp a theory that finally makes sense, right? It finally makes sense. It makes sense that there is a blackmail ring operating in DC because we don't understand why we keep sending our politicians to DC and then it's like they completely serve anybody other than the American people. You're looking at the Diddy thing and you're realizing how many artists have stood up and said this exact same thing was going on. Now you have somebody that has filed something with proof saying it's going on. And then you just have like a Destiny being like, oh, what if it's not going on? What if it's not? Whoa.
Okay, well, sure. So here's like a super...
Oh, maybe WAP is just really just that amazing. People just love talking about vaginas and like mopping the floor. It's like, you can do that thing, but it's not interesting. You know what I mean?
Have you looked into the case? And that was it.
Nothing makes it, I'll be shocked. Bro. No way. Do it. Do it. Do it. No way. How did you know? That's what I want to know.
Have you guys ever heard about the Pyramid of the Sun in Bosnia? This archaeologist man was looking at this mountain and it had perfectly 4 sides. And he's like, that kind of looks like a pyramid. And so he started doing excavations and stuff.
Yeah.
He found these giant stones perfectly stacked. In the middle of these blocks was geopolymer, which is like an ancient cement. This pyramid was built based off carbon dating 35,000 years ago. The Great Pyramid, 7,000. This is where it gets really weird. He got shut down because Zahi Hawass, the lead Egyptologist in Egypt, pleaded with the Bosnian government saying, don't let him look into this any further.
Weird.
And so the Bosnian government's like, you can't go dig up anymore. The whole story just got swept under the rug. And then over 50 archaeologists came out to observe it themselves. And they're like, this is a pyramid. If you get a satellite image of this place, there's 2 other mountains that have a pyramid shape to them. It's just so weird that every single culture culture had a giant pyramid.
Hidden knowledge. Again. Are those orbs sentient beings?
If you say to me you should respect people, I always respect people. I would disrespect you if I lied to you. I'm not going to call a man a woman. I'm not going to call a woman a man. I'm not going to say sorry for telling the
your
truth.
Beliefs.
It's not my belief. A woman cannot be a man. A man cannot be a woman. It's not a belief.
But I'm saying in your perception of the world is different from someone else's perspective, because just as emphatic as you are, that you believe what you just said, there's someone that believes emphatically the opposite.
Okay, so what you're talking about is the idea that everything can be subjective and there's no such thing as truth. And let me tell you why that. But that's why it's either yes or a no.
No, because we're either talking about feelings or facts.
No, but that's what I'm saying. I believe there is objective truth. Okay.
Okay.
A person that is born a man, okay, a person that is born with a penis, as we call it, okay, cannot ever grow up and give birth. Do we agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so there is such thing as an objective truth. I will not apologize for sharing objective truth. I'm not going to apologize for not saying because his feelings are hurt and do you see how I feel? Because
so you have no problem going throughout the world hurting people's feelings.
I have no problem going out the world. That's one way to pitch it. Telling people the truth so they can better their lives. So they can live in reality and not the one, not the fantasy land that they're creating for their lives. But what if someone
believes that is a better life for them?
Okay, well, let's play it your way then. Let's do it the other way. There are a group of people who are now referring to themselves as minor attracted people.
Oh, I knew you was going. Can't go there.
Hey, but that's what they believe. They believe that they are in love and want to have sex with children. They believe that, Nick. They believe it. And are you going to apologize when you call them pedophiles? Are you going to apologize, Nick? Are you going to have them on your podcast?
It's a hell of a
Don't you
point.
understand how they feel on the inside when you say that they can't have sex with 8-year-olds?
That is a hell of a point.
It is. The slippery slope is not a fallacy. It is reality. We are living the slippery slope. So somebody's going to have to produce the wall. So there's going to be a lot of voices that need to be objective and tell people the truth. I'm very happy to be those voices. If you're looking for me to, make you feel good, I can't be your mommy. I can't. That's why I tell people, I can't be your mommy.
But see, that's what I was like. It's too
I'm not your mommy. You're not a toddler. You're an adult.
But see,
this is what truth is. And if you can't deal with truth, then you're going to have a very tough life, way tougher than having to listen to Candace Owens say, you are a man on the internet. You cannot feel compassion for lies, especially because they have become what they're doing now is they're wielding compassion as a sword to pass through everything that they want done. And like I said, you were going to blink and compassion is going to end up with minor attracted peoples. Compassion is going to mean we can no longer call them pedophiles. That is what is going to happen. It is what is happening.
Can't let that happen.
We are barreling toward that. We are barreling toward that. It's so obvious because people they would rather tell a lie than risk offending someone.
Gotcha. And that should be your sign to turn around.
Whatever Elon Musk is, he cannot be stopped, and you shouldn't want to stop him. Just prepare. Ask yourself what you're going to do. But what's done is done. And what is what is. And God is in control of all things.
It seems like he wants to communicate with aliens and touch.
What do you mean he wants to? What makes you think he doesn't already?
Man, say.
What makes you think it's aliens he talking about?
How far he was trying to reach. So, Jack, let me ask you: when you see Optimus the Tesla robot that's going to help raise our kids. Walk
I mean, you
around
can do that if you want to.
yeah. Give me a take. Do you see robots like running our household?
Oh, absolutely. They already are. They're just not physically present. The question is when they decide to replace troops, human troops, with robots.
Oh, man.
Is Elon even human?
Oh my God. Oh.
صغير تولع وتحرك رب الغرفة وقلت شو لا.
The first goat to ever cook itself.
So Danny stands up. He's got the Apollo 11 sweater on. He begins walking down the hallway towards room 237, and there's a key in the lock. And on the key is the words room and then the word NO, which is an old acronym for number. So room number 237, except that the only capital letters on the key are ROOM and then the N from the acronym NO. And if there's only two words that you can come up with that have those letters in them, and that's moon and room. And so on the key, the tag, it says moon room. And that is the moon room. This is where everything happens, and none of it's real. And it all has to be lied about. And you can't let anyone know what's really going on in room 237.
A hell of a stretch, or just mind-binding.
Let's go back. Go back. Huh?
And bro kept hiding behind the homie.
You know, for years when I was a board-certified emergency medicine physician working in the ER, I really thought that the only thing in a vaccine was a little dead or attenuated virus and a little bit of normal saline. It wasn't until September of 2000 that I actually read a package insert, and when I actually read a package insert and started researching all the different vaccines, I was mortified that if a child gets all of the vaccines in the entire schedule, they get almost 13,000 micrograms of aluminum, and they get almost 600 micrograms of mercury, plus over 200 different chemicals. And I had no idea. So that's why they've never been proven to be safe, and why giving your child a vaccination is like injecting foreign matter into a little baby that's the most precious little thing in your life.
But why?
Era niño, así rapidillo. Cuando era niño, soy bien ocurrente. A mí me decían de niño, duérmete temprano porque si no se te aparece el diablo a las 12 de la noche. Estaba esperando a las 12 de la noche que saliera el diablo. Entonces había las cosas antiguas de que casas solas y en los árboles, esos de pirul y así, ¿verdad? Entonces, de pronto las mamás de todos los amigos jugando fútbol en la noche salieron de que todos métanse, pero ya, y todos de que dejen jugar, tal. Y era con un bote. Y de que órale. Y luego después yo dije, no, ¿por qué? ¿Qué hay? ¿Qué dijo mi mamá? Es que había una bruja en el árbol y pues andaba haciendo ruidos. Y luego yo grité, venga mañana por limón y chile. Y me metí a mi casa. Y así quedó. Yo soy el 12avo en mi casa. Mi casa no existe el término privacidad, güey. No hay casa sola nunca, güey. Esa vez llegué de la primaria, porque estaba chavito. Llegué de la primaria y no había nadie. Curiosamente no había nadie. Entonces yo llegué y estaba como viendo y cantando mis anchas en la casa. Y alguien tocó la reja de la puerta, que era de madera, pero se escuchó la moneda. Y era como la 1 de la tarde, algo así. Y cuando yo voy a ver qué onda, haz de cuenta que tenía como una cortina de esas de costal. Entonces se ve como que entre sí y entre no, yo me quedé, pues una señora, ¿qué es eso que está ahí? Y luego cuando me acerco tantillo le digo, buenas tardes. Y luego una voz bien rasposa como de cotorra, vengo por mi limón y sal. Y yo, me quedé todo, ya se me pongo chinito. Me quedé casi que petrificado. Y como si fuera robot, me regresé por por la entrada de mi casa, fui al refrigerador, encontré un limón y agarré un puñito así de una servilleta, agarré sal. Como robot fui así a ver qué pedo, sin poder razonar muy bien. Y cuando apenas me iba acercando, pues yo estaba chavito, entre la reja y la cortina esa que te digo que es como un costal viejo, una mano muy arrugada, muy arrugada, de esas que tienen las uñas aquí, una marca blanca así súper viejísima, sale de la reja y hace esto así. Y yo así, y todo lo que hice fue como que se lo di así más o menos, y fue como casi que me lo arrebató, y luego se fueron, y a mí la sangre así, y me fui a sentar, así, yo que soy muy inquieto, me fui a sentar, y luego después de como 1 hora, llegó mi familia, porque fueron al súper o algo así, y por lo mismo que yo soy muy inquieto, me vieron sentado callado, lo cual es muy raro, y se quedaron así como que, Y cuando ya me platiqué así a mi mamá, pues yo a mi mamá de que no, te voy a barrer con un huevo y que a quién se le ocurre, así. Y yo ya que agarré por fin ya conciencia, porque estás como en shock, lo primero que pensé fue, qué bueno que había limón y sal, qué bueno que había. Y luego me dije a mi mamá, no, es que pues si había, yo agarré eso. Y mi mamá me dijo, si no hubiera, no te hubiéramos encontrado ahorita ni de pedo. Porque son de las raras veces que mi casa estaba sola, y si yo no hubiera llegado, o no ven que yo llegué, ya. Y en esa época no hay internet, no hay 911, no hay nada. Y desde entonces siempre he tenido esa tendencia a evitar. Y pasó el tiempo y una vez me volví a burlar y volví a gritar de que no, si te la pelaste con el limón y sal y la chingada, así, ¿verdad? Y que sale mi mamá y métete corriendo. Así, porque mi mamá me gritaba y se escuchaba a 3 cuadras. Y yo normal hasta que escuché ruidos en la parte de arriba, ya era de noche, nada más veías la parte de la luz mercurial, pero arriba ya no ves nada, ¿verdad? Y me fui corriendo, y yo nada más escuché que algo atrás de mí venía, algo pesado, no sé, y además escuché que dijeron, tírate, y me tiré de panzazo así en la calle, y me raspé la panza y todo, pero me tiré de panzazo, y ya no me acuerdo de nada. Entonces resulta que algo me quiso llevar, pero como yo me dejé caer y me raspé y todo, me quebré los dientes esa vez. Me dio una rasguñada en la espalda. Tengo una cicatriz chiquitita, ya está chiquita, pero antes sí estaba muy grande. Me tardó 3 meses en cicatrizar, pero estuve yo como atontado de ser alguien así súper brincón y gritón y todo. Tuvieron que hablarle a una señora de esas de las que es que el niño no reacciona. La señora, a ver, presta, aquí está tu niño bien. Bueno, de esas señoras. Y dijo, no hombre, lo tiene mi hijo, no hombre, y se agarró como loca, no sé qué hizo con un becate, no sé qué más, y me puso unos cachetadones, bola. Y yo nunca sentí nada, yo no me acuerdo, porque estaba muy niño, pero dicen que hasta estrujones y todo, y que la señora dijo, no, ahorita voy a hacer, ya sé quién es, fue así, no sé, fue doña Cuca de no sé dónde, y se puso a hervir chiles, y me los aventó en el cuerpo, así me encueraron, así de huerquillo, y me los aventaron en el cuerpo, así se destrozaban, así los chiles, y que el humo picaba, y yo estaba consciente, pero oído, y llegó una señora gritando de que ya, porque ya no puedo, y estaba súper ardiendo de ese pedo. Ajá, y después de eso la misma señora le dijo a la que llegó a mi casa, le dijo, te me vas a la fregada, de aquí no te queremos ver. Y en 2 o 3 horas salió el chisme en la tienda de que doña Cuca se cambió de casa bien rápido. Porque entre los brujos, cuando te descubren, se te regresa horrible y puedes mandarlos o comandarlos, lo que tú quieras, y lo tienen que cumplir, porque si no les va horrible, peor así. Lo hice en resumen, sí. No me vengas, así nada más. Perfectísimo, si se cumplió,
You don't want to play with the brujas.
When Joe and I both worked in Stargate together, same office, I had an incident where I was on top of a grassy knoll, which I now use to explain as, actually have a picture of it, and it's important to say this name. There it is. Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory. You know what that looks like?
I don't.
It's outside of San Francisco.
Do you mind if I text this to myself so we can put it on
Go ahead.
screen?
The story that I'm not telling you is about my actual encounters with UFOs. So Joe and I are both working in Stargate. And one night I have this very strong, I'm standing on a grassy knoll area. And I'm looking around and there's lots of people, just regular Joes and Janes. Is that a good way to do that? Regular people there, and I'm looking around, and there's a sense of sort of being hypnotized or in a zone. I wish I knew that name. Do you know when the healers down in South America go around and fix your ears and fix your eyes and stuff? They're all kind of mesmerized.
In a trance.
Mesmerized, right? Well, these people that I was standing around with on the grassy knoll area were all sort of mesmerized. And they were like looking around, and there were aliens in between them, like interviewing them or talking to them and so forth. And I lost my composure because I was doing training in remote viewing and out-of-body stuff and all that. And I spoke in my thing, I spoke up and said, well, I teach people how to get out of their body. And the aliens looked over at me and I said, shit, shouldn't I keep my mouth shut? And they came over to me and they brought over to me a little.
What's up? Huh? English. Oh, really? What's that? What's that?
It's 18 karat gold.
Okay.
I see like amazing. It's first time I'm alive in this country. I'm from Dubai, Abu Dhabi. And I got crazy with my gas with check this out.
Oh, I'm good. I don't need it.
No worries, my friend. I need your help just to buy some gas because I've lost my wallet. I'm a rich man, millionaire, and I have no money for gas. I want a place where.
And you have no money for gas?
Yes, in my chain and everything. I'm working for
Oh,
you.
really?
Please.
How did you lose everything?
I just put it up on the car. You know my mommy that I have this bag like that.
When you have like an account?
Vacation.
Yeah.
She just got crazy. In the morning, lost the purse.
Can't you just go sell that to like actual person? Why do you need ID? Can you sell that to actual like a seller? I don't.
My friend, too much question. If you wanna help me for my kids, brother. You good man. I see you good man like Pakistan. You are Pakistan?
No, I'm an Indian.
India, help me please, brother.
Huh?
It's a scam, right?
We ask you just for 20 bucks.
Let me see their glass.
No.
Be careful, fam.
So if you make a tensor ring out of copper, it also generates another field, right? That's how the pyramids work too. I can feel it on my whole helmet. That's crazy. That's fucking tight.
I know some of you guys are lying, but hey, that's some ancient technology.
I think they're gonna try to sacrifice Kendrick.
Don't say that. Don't say that.
I do.
I'm out here on the West Coast. I'm in California. We can't take that. Now. We already lost.
I think they're gonna try to sacrifice Kendrick.
Don't say that.
I think that's what the Super Bowl is all about.
Oh no. And I don't want to hear you say that because what you be saying it be coming to pass. Like we gotta cast that down. we gotta like not Kendrick.
He would be the perfect person to remove right now.
Man, that hurt my soul. You hurt my soul this early.
Trust me, they want him gone. They want him gone. He's waking too many people up. He's waking too many people up. He's talking pure facts. You know, people look at Kendrick like he's just another rapper, but the truth is he's an artist who knows how to rap very well. He is an artist first, but he is a true believer in God. He's a Hebrew.
Man, Israelite, right?
Yeah. Think about Bob Marley. What's the difference between Bob Marley and Kendrick Lamar right now? Nothing. They are using their music to enlighten and wake up the world. And we saw that. Look at Kendrick's age. He's right around the same age that Bob Marley was.
All praises to Yah. He think Kendrick still sold out.
No. See, people don't understand the business behind the career. They want you to believe that why is nobody looking at how he walked away from TDE, a house that he built to create his own house? Why don't people look at his very tumultuous relationship with Top?
Right.
Why ain't nobody looking at Top like he became the new gatekeeper of the West when Suge went to jail?
Right.
Why ain't nobody looking at the fact that one of the greatest rappers he got over there is being heavily overshadowed? Ab-Soul?
Right.
The things that happened to Ab-Soul, the things that happened to his fiance? How don't nobody know about how that girl threw herself off of that tower and impaled her own body? He threw himself off of a freeway grieving for her. Why don't nobody talk about that?
I never even heard of that.
Yeah. Just like nobody seemed to hear about SZA being gang raped, her label mates.
What?
Yeah. There's a lot of dark shit going on at TDE. And that's why Drake kept poking at Kendrick, because Kendrick was trying to stop it. He left, started his own house, and now that he has his own house, now that he's been able to do something that they didn't let Pac do, that they didn't let Biggie do, they want him gone.
Man, so if they want him gone, it's only a matter of time. Then he need. I hope he know what you know.
We can't change anything, but sometimes we can bend circumstances. And if there's one thing that I know, true and real prayer cannot be denied.
Facts.
But if ain't nobody praying for Kendrick,
I feel like he praying for himself. But I hope the Super Bowl, like, so what's with that? Like, so the industry's behind Drake. So is they mad
number
at
one, the reason why the South is mad about the Super Bowl is because they were promised the Super Bowl by Mr. Carter. That's why he made the announcement early to catch everybody off guard. Hasn't anybody noticed that he likes to catch people off guard?
Right.
He caught Dame off guard. He caught D. Haven off guard. He caught Big L off guard. He caught R. Kelly off guard. It's starting to look like he caught Diddy off guard too.
So do you think the Lil Wayne snub, that's something, do that mean Jay-Z?
Oh, I believe he intentionally did that shit so he could make sure little fires got started everywhere and nobody would look to the fact that he is the origin of all of this problem. He's got to prove to the white people that he's a pet for, that he's still viable, that he can still run things, that he can still control things.
Right.
He's got to show them that he's more loyal to their agenda than he is to ours. And it makes me sick that every time I hear them say, oh, the culture, oh, the culture. This isn't culture. Y'all are not the culture. Y'all are industry. We have to start drawing a line between what is culture and what is industry.
What do you guys think?
So what do you think reality is then? A few minutes ago, you said people think this is the reality. What is it?
Yeah, the closest I've heard it's come to it is if you could imagine being in a small room like 10 by 10 by 10, and it was filled with tiny little bubbles that big. I mean, just filled with them. And each of those bubbles is another existence of a world or a reality. And we are consciously in our decision making, even the decisions we make, which are totally unconscious, jumping from bubble to bubble to bubble to bubble. But it's not in a continuum. They're not interconnected. We may be in this little bubble back in this right-hand corner near the floor, and that one decision puts us up in the upper left corner near the ceiling in another tiny bubble. The mistake we make is it's the exchange of all the information in those bubbles by all the consciousness bouncing around in all those bubbles that is like this holistic understanding for what reality is. We assume that everything we do that someone else does is exactly the same. That's not. And you see that in every single thing that happens with a human. But one of the most obvious and easiest for me to talk about would be observation. Witness statements are terrible.
Sure.
You can have a 3-second event in a crowded room. If there's 20 people in that room, you get 20 different stories in reporting it. And the reason why is we come from our intellect is born out of different cultures, different training, different customs, different teachers, different beliefs, different. And you can go on with different till the cows come home. But we assume everybody sees, smells, tastes, feels, hears the exact same thing we did. That's a mistake. And until you start understanding that you're kind of victimizing yourself by living in a world where you think everybody thinks like you are. You're missing some stuff. I hate to tell you. And that's provable. There's observational things, tasting things, hearing. Every sense the human has can be fooled. And it can be fooled with two different people in the same room, fooled differently. So you've got to learn to appreciate what other people bring when they come into the room you're in and you're sharing that same bubble in that moment or in that second.
Could you be fooled in the same way in your OBE experience?
Oh, sure.
You can
Absolutely. Be. Yeah, it's just one more bubble set.
Oh. So it's...
See, we assume everything's real. And I don't think anything is. I think it's our own creation. And I think there's a reason for it. The reason is we're all here to have some experience to carry forward so we have a better understanding for who and what we are. But we're not anywhere close to understanding what we as a single human life in a very finite span, what we represent.
So when you leave,
we may be the feeler of some collective.
The feeler.
is trying desperately to know why it is. And the only way to do that is summation of experience.
So when you finally exit your body for the last time, what do you envision? What's that?
You just change clothes.
Ha.
In other words, you're the same entity. It's just that the breadth, width, height, and depth of you as an entity changes.
Are you going to explore the cosmos when you finally leave?
I don't know what I'm going to do. But the cosmos may be too small. I don't know. And the backyard might be too big. I don't know the answer to that. And you can't know the answer to that in this life, place, time, and situation. All you can do is try to make the best of what it is you are living in. And in my experience, whatever you do should produce something positive for you, and only positive action provides a reaction that's positive for you. Nothing else will. So why people insist on being negative about things and then wonder why their life's crap is beyond me. And
those are simply wise words.
Yeah, it's a, if you really think about it, everything you do, if you think about it and you try to do the best possible thing, it's going to feed back to you. It's going to loop back. It's how we think psychic functioning and remote viewing works. The reason I know what's going to happen 110 days out is because at 110 days out, it happens to me how I report it. So that's a full loop. Now, the probabilities are that I can't predict that loop when there's more than me involved in the production of it. So it's a mix of experiences. So the things that truly work are when a single individual has a choice to make over something they don't know about, then nobody else knows it. But once they make that choice, that's the loop feedback they're going to have. So how they think about why they do things is more important than the actual doing of it.
Well, that's a great force, isn't it?
Or not? Huh?
That's a great force, right? Because when you're thinking, you're also imagining in a way, right?
Yeah.
You're calling upon.
Again, you're creating the outcome. You're creating a scenario in which you get to have the feedback, and few others will. It's almost like the best way to live a good life is to project a good life.
That's a lot to unpack, but there's some hidden knowledge in it.
Above international waters. Anyone want to explain what I'm seeing? This was the same day LA fires started.
Government energy weapons?
Yo, this dude's got the rat shoes on?
Yes, sir.
Yo, where'd you get those?
They're in-brand potato. I just got them online. They're like $150.
150. Look at this. It even comes with the tail. Let me know. Would you rock these?
New Yeezy 2025?
Cuidado. 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 Oh, está bravo.
Cuidado.
Should get a tow truck.
I need tires.
More than tires.
Why 4 tires? What'd you do?
Why did I have to do something?
What did you do to blow 4 tires?
I didn't blow somebody's stand.
You should probably go get 4 tires before you drive on that thing. Or get a tow truck. That's the funniest thing I ever seen. That's hilarious. Don't sleep with people's men.
I don't. But they think I do.
Somebody's wife wasn't playing around.
Kamala can't save you on young, she lost. Once you sleep, ain't no telling what's gonna happen once you sleep. I ain't gonna lie to you. What's up?
What's up?
Come on.
Inflation.
Come on. Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'm trying to see if that's you or a mirage.
It's a mirage.
Garage?
Garbage.
Garage sale?
Butterfly.
Butterfly? Butterscotch?
Scorpion.
Yeah, that's me. Butterscotch.
Oh, you the Scorpion King.
Not Joker.
I'm the Joker. I'll light all this shit on fire.
Butterscotch.
You playing, kid.
Like a video game, Scorpion was the deactivation word.
This is Conan. And this is Crap, a British hip-hop duo from London, England. Conan came out to tell a story he never told before about signing his first record deal.
And then when we're sitting down with the lawyer's like, sign it. Sign it. Don't matter what it is, just sign it, because they're not signing no one. Just take the check, take the money, just sign it. Like, it was a bit pressure-ish, and I'm like, why is he like pressuring me like that? Like, I didn't really like that. And I'll be honest, I've never told this story before, and I feel like I'm just gonna say it, because I feel like you should know. Anyway, before we signed the deal, I was a bit off on it, and because the pressure was a bit much, it was like, sign it. And I remember speaking to my old manager, right? And no, if I'm lying, I'm flying. He's phoned me, and we're in the studio, and I put him on loudspeaker, old manager, and he's like, yeah, like, what are you lot thinking about the deal? We're like, yeah, we want to sign it, but we want to wait and see what happens. And like, on God, Shams, yeah, his voice changed in like a demon's voice. Sign the deal, sign it now, sign it. I got so shook, I threw my phone on the floor. If I'm lying, I'm flying. Wallahi. His voice just changed into like a gremlin. And all he kept saying is, sign the deal, sign the deal, sign the deal. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I picked up the phone and I phoned back my manager, like, yo, bro, like, what happened to your voice, bro? He's like, what are you talking about? He's like, bro, your voice changed, bro. He's like, what are you talking about? Ended up signing the deal anyway, but...
And he still signed.
Oh, God. Look at that, bro. Look at that house.
We did get some footage that was sent to us by email, and there's some anomalies within this footage. And the first thing I want to show is this house that's burning from the inside first. And it looks like, the inside caught fire first, and the outside looks still clean. I'm going to play it one more time. This looks like it's a microwave fire that caused, induction of electric eddy currents through the metals and the wiring in the house, which causes resistive heating and ignites the adjacent objects. So yeah, when you see a house burn from the inside out, that's not normal. All right, and then we have another clip from this guy who is in Pasadena, actually, and he will say how his house, or at least his roof, was fireproof.
Any kind of build, remodel, anything, the decisions after the decisions and the heart that goes into it.
Oh, the small details.
The details. You talked about the roofing. What about the roof? You said it was fireproof. So do you question what happened?
That's our question. How did it happen? Because the roof was tiled unless the fire came from the sides.
Yep. And
his car.
Yeah. So we also have a clip of his car, and I'm going to show that now. You can see that the front passenger rim has melted, and it's flowed about 4 feet there, and so that's at least 1,200 degrees. And the glass also appears to have been melted out of the car. I'm going to show it one more time so you can get a good look. That's at least 1,200 degrees for the rims and about 2,700 degrees for the windshield.
And what's different with this car versus the other cars that we're seeing in these suspicious fires is the hood is still there. A lot actually survive that normally doesn't, but Porsches have their engines in the back. But it didn't look the same as some of the other ones. Like the rims could melt at a fairly low temperature, but the engine looked like it still had a cover, and it looked like the engine was probably still there too.
You could probably get the rims to melt naturally if you use the right kind of like pine or really high temperature wood, and you arranged it around the rim, and you had some sort of like rocket stove type furnace setup. You could get the rims to melt that way. But you can see that driveway had almost no fuel laying around the tire, and the wheel, the rim. You know, there wasn't enough fuel to burn that rim like it was.
And play it one more time. I didn't see
Okay,
this.
Yeah. So you see, it was like in a driveway, and there's very, very little fuel within close proximity to the rim itself.
Hawaii.
He injected himself with a 3.5 million year old bacteria, trying to find the secret to immortality, and the results are fascinating. Anatoly Brushkov is a scientist who in 2009 found an ancient strain of bacteria in Siberia's permafrost that when brought back to the lab was shockingly still alive. So he started testing it on animals and crops, and the results were promising, with the mice getting an improved immune system and living longer while the crops grew faster. He also noticed people living in the region where he found the bacteria lived longer than average. So he decided to inject himself with the bacteria. He said after his injections, he had more energy and seemed to have an improved immune system, as he didn't get sick once for multiple years.
Is this how the zombie apocalypse is going to start?
That's wild. He's comfortable. he got a quick sniff. That's wild. Oh, his teeth is this. Oh. Oh, it's alright. Let's go. He might mess us up.
Are they bringing back the mannequin challenge?
Hola mi amiga, le voy a poner, hola mi amiga, ¿cómo estás? ¿Todo bien? Esto es realmente perturbador, la mirada que tiene, mira cómo se ríe, tiene gesto. Y la piel es una piel bastante suave, es como si fuera un ser humano real. Es realmente perturbador. ¡Wow! Cierra los ojos. Increíble.
Really disturbing, and that's the word.
According to an article by Business Insider, a group of psychiatrists studied 400 movies, and in these movies they identified 126 psychopathic characters throughout film, and they chose Javier Bardem's character of Anton Chigurh as being the most clinically accurate portrayal of a psychopath.
By far the best character of a madman.
La primer Cybertruck mexicana. No, hombre. Tiembla Elon Musk. Tiembla papá.
And that's depressing.
Bro, out of this whole burnt shit, bro, this Bible is not...
Nah, bro. Nah.
That's God. Look around, bro.
Nah, bro.
Untouched.
Nah, bro. That's weird, bro.
I gotta keep that. That's crazy.
I got goosebumps, bro.
I just did too. No cap, bro. That's God, bro. That's...
Nah, I got goosebumps,
You know they...
bro.
Just proved again, the Bible is a holy book.
Yeah, we were just talking about the wildfire situation and how crazy it is that they spent $24 billion last year on the homeless.
Yeah.
And what did they spend on preventing these wildfires?
Zero.
Not zip.
Zip. And in 2019, I think Newsom said, you know, I'm going to take care of the forests and maintain the forests and do all that kind of stuff. He didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything. And then on top of that, they cut the water off.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's all funny. And then I think all our tax dollars probably went for Gavin's hair gel. I don't know, but it's like, you know, it's sad. It's like the place is just on fire.
Well, the whole state is just so poorly managed. It's so frustrating and confusing. And then he gets on TV and pretends like everything's great.
Mm-hmm.
And California's the best. We have the best state. We have the most amazing economy. And like, you're out of your mind, dude. You've ruined this state. Like, personally ruined it.
Well, it's the same team that was up in San Francisco, and they came down to L.A., and they're doing what they did in San Francisco. And
yeah,
San Francisco's kind of like apocalyptic now, you know.
Yeah.
I went there, and it's just like people, you know, homeless, you know, it's a mess.
It's just unbelievable that society can crumble that quickly.
Mm-hmm.
It really is unbelievable.
It doesn't take long.
No.
Yeah. I read a book once by Jared Diamond called Collapse. Have you ever read that book?
Yeah.
Crazy, right? It says all the things you need for a civilization to cave in and collapse. And a lot of the things are present, all those earmarks, the precursors of a collapse, they're present in our time. So it's an interesting observation.
Yeah.
And we're no smarter than our grandparents, I don't think.
Well, that brings me to one of my favorite movies of yours, is Apocalypto.
Oh, yeah.
You know, when the Mayans were running things, like, who could have ever thought when they had such an incredibly sophisticated society, unbelievable construction, like the stuff that they had built, that one day you just walk through there and there's nothing. Nothing and nobody.
In fact, there's something, because it's interesting. Somebody was flying by what they thought was a volcano in the 30s, some buzzboy. And he thought, hey, somebody built that. Wait a minute, there's 4 by 8 foot bricks. That's man-made. And it is literally the biggest pyramid in the world. It's bigger than the ones in Egypt, and it's in Guatemala.
Yeah, we talked about that the other day. Yeah, it's a recent discovery, right?
Well, not that recent.
And they didn't spend it on the homeless either.
Cat Williams interview, if you think about everything he said, and you're able to dissect and go back and listen to all the things he said that were going to happen in the year, you notice everything did happen. I don't know how he knew. I don't know who he talks to, or who I mean, what inside information he might have. But everything he said, it came true. Everything he said came true. So there's some truth to everything that he knows, and the fact that he's saying I held back a little bit, he probably has stuff on people, and he just used jabs instead of throwing that haymaker. He could have. I'm assuming he could have ended careers.
There's a possibility that you might hear the haymakers very, very soon.
Uh-oh. Well, it's one thing. As long as I ain't in there, I'm good. Long as I ain't in there, we good.
Yeah. But he said he wrote it. I can tell you this. He's been writing more material.
Yeah. I don't know where he get his information from, but he be spot on.
There's depth.
Spot on.
January. There's depth. There's depth. There's depth.
And where is the interview?
So I'm going past the house. What type of house is this and car? Look at this. What is that? And this is the house, y'all. The whole house. It looked like he got pots and pans on the side of the house with, I don't even know, rims.
That if you travel close to the speed of light, so if you had a spacecraft traveling close to the speed of light, then distances shrink from your perspective. The one number I always have in my mind is that the Large Hadron Collider at CERN the protons go around a ring, which is 27 kilometers in circumference, and they go around at 99.999999% the speed of light, so close to the speed of light. At that speed, distances shrink by a factor of 7,000, and so that ring is something like 4 meters in diameter to the protons.
Whoa.
So according to laws of physics, if you can build a spacecraft that goes very close to the speed of light, you can shrink the distance to the Andromeda Galaxy. And so you could traverse across that distance in principle in a minute, according to physics. However, the downside is that if you came back to the Earth at that speed to tell everybody what you'd found, at least 4 million years would have passed on the Earth.
Oh boy.
So we could, in principle, explore the galaxy and beyond, but getting to chat to everybody about what you found is forbidden.
Wow.
By the structure of the universe, just the way that relativity works.
And he said forbidden, not impossible. And that's the perfect mix of introvert and extrovert.
You know you're not allowed to park here, right?
I'm not parked there. I got hit.
Yeah, you're not allowed to park here, bro.
I didn't park there. I'm waiting for a tow truck.
Yeah, but you're not allowed to park.
Car ran a red light and hit my car.
Yeah, but
I'm waiting for.
you're not allowed to park.
I can't move it.
You can't park there, bro.
I know I can't park there.
It's just literally you just can't. I'm just telling you can't park there.
I'm waiting for a tow truck to tow my car. I can't move it. A car just ran a red light and almost killed me.
Okay, I just let you know you can't park there.
I know that.
Okay, you can't park there.
No way. Is that Chris? China and for newbies.
So today we're going to hit on the fires in California, and the sky's looking like this, and some weird things about it. So first we start with the unusual dryness. Well, that's because this cloud seeding program, which was augmenting rainfall, stopped. So California got really dry really quick. And before anybody says they wouldn't do it, here's 687 patents on augmenting the weather. Then there was another reporter who talked about how the firefighters have no water at all. Isn't that kind of odd? The other weird one was, look at this fire. It's on one side, and then it's on the other, but it's not on anything in between. The other odd part is all these cars blocking the roads. Everybody just got out, started running, which makes no sense, and blocked the roads. And then there's all these videos of the fire jumping from house to house, but not burning anything in between. Check this out. Lawsuits claim faulty PG&E smart meters started their house fire. Could this be the culprit? Then I was doing some more research on smart meter fires. Look at this. Just pops up. Tons of them. Interesting. So then I decided to look up what's in the smart meter, and check this. Lithium batteries, just like those Teslas which were left out on the street. And when they catch fire, the firefighters can't put them out. Isn't this kind of interesting? Then I decided to go way back to the San Francisco fires. Remember when the tops of the buildings only burned, but everything else remained? Check this. San Francisco gas light merges with PG&E. It's been going on for a long time, it seems.
These insurance companies knew something we didn't.
I believe that Whitney Houston to you. Figured out they were trying to kill her. She gave that note to Brandy. Brandy read the note, got scared, and went back and told her brother Ray J what Whitney told her. Because her brother was dating Whitney at the time. Right. I believe Ray J went back and told Diddy what was in that note, and I believe Diddy went and told Clive Davis. I believe Diddy told Ray J to go in that room and get her nice and comfortable, and when she's relaxed, give me a call. I believe it was Diddy that came to that room and did the job himself. Wow. Which is why Ray J left and was held in the hotel for hours.
This is all new for me.
I'm really emotional right now. I really don't know really what to say. But what I will say is that I love and I'm hurt.
Then tried to come back in to pretend like he was comforting Bobby Christina. And then he was pushed out of the hotel and escorted out with another bad actor who was involved in the unalivement of Michael Jackson, escorted him out to the car. And not a good car, or a black car, or a limo car. Like a Toyota or a Subaru or something. Get out of here, get out of here. And they put him into the car, you can hear it.
I'll address the issue. I really miss my friend. I always look at my phone because I got a picture of somebody that I really love.
And Ray J has never been at peace ever since.
The monumental edifices of Egypt served a lot of different purposes. One of the purposes that it served was to create, in a living way, to recreate in stone the image of the heavenly kingdom. To also create sanctuaries where power could be preserved and protected. When I talk about power, I'm talking about what you might call spiritual power. So that it could serve the needs of the country, the culture, and the people. And not the least, to preserve a record of this civilization, because ultimately these same adepts knew that Egypt was going to decline and disappear from the stage of world history, and they were determined to leave a record of their presence and their accomplishments to posterity, and specifically to their descendants, who they knew ahead of time were going to crash and burn, historically speaking, and become strangers in a strange land, to in fact become enslaved. I think the adepts of ancient Egypt knew everything that was going to happen. And they knew that in order to pull these people, their descendants, and therefore their posterity, out from the abyss or the pit into which they had fallen, they had to have living monuments inscribed in such a way that the people could re-instruct themselves.
How can we do that? I mean,
we're doing it. We don't know that we're doing it, but we're doing it. We're doing it sort of haphazardly and unsystematically, and it's a here, there, and it's an individual there. Slowly but surely, it is beginning to happen, but you've got to understand, you've got most people who, if you show, this is kind of a trivial example, but it's the reason why I went to see that movie 3 times. We are in a kind of a Matrix situation, like that movie, The Matrix. There's a reality that is already, that we know, and then there is the actual reality. And you would be surprised how tenaciously people will cling to the reality that's been provided for them. People will kill rather than give that up in many cases. So this is not something, the re-education, the re-instruction is not something that's going to happen in my life. It's not going to be, you can try to plant seeds and begin to start in this lifetime, but you're talking 10 lifetimes, 10 generations, maybe 20, to complete the process.
you said that I'd like for you to just deal with a little more. You said that the adepts knew that we would go into slavery. Why do you say that?
Because they had the ability to manipulate time and space. Some of those adepts achieved an evolution of their own spirit where they were not bound, you might say, by the constraints of time, and therefore they could go anywhere in time and space. They could go backwards, or at least their vision could go backwards and could go forwards. It could see backwards and could see forwards. So they saw it. They saw it happening. They saw everything that was going to happen. And it wasn't anything they could do anything about. It was inevitable. It was fate. It was even necessary. See, that's what people don't realize. Yeah, we lost 85% of our population, but there was no other way to get our attention.
How could they have went backwards in time and forward in time?
Time and space is just energy. It's just a matter of training yourself to get to the place where it's an interaction between you and energy, an agreement between you and energetic flows, because you yourself are energy. Now, you and I can't do it, but we have the capability of doing it. We just don't know that. These adepts spent not only their whole lifetimes training themselves to do this, they had the combined experience and knowledge of thousands of years behind them that had got them to the place where they could open doors to energetic worlds that are ordinarily inconceivable. And in these energetic worlds that they could go to, or they could see, they were not bound by the same limits that you and I are bound by. We go to those worlds. We call it dreaming.
Pyramids are fantastic power plants.
There's another civilization in existence that's intelligent that we know about. And we actually have artifacts from them. The science and the technology can change us dramatically. It can change the way the entire world operates, the economy, everything.
And we have it.
Oh, we have them. You don't have to believe it, but we do. For instance, the propulsion of the craft. Everything that we have, whether it's a propeller plane or a jet or a rocket, it throws something out the back, either high-speed exhaust or a large volume of air. This is the first time there's a craft it's a reactionless craft. It's a field propulsion craft. And what it does is it creates a distortion in space and time in front of it, where space actually bends. I've dismantled it. The big thing is the suppression of extremely advanced technology and the suppression of unknown science.
Hey, brother, why you do this, bro? Nah, bro, you going to jail, bro. Oh, the whole trash can on fire, bro. Who did it then? Who did it?
Whoa.
Who did it?
Put it out, man.
You did
We did a fire shot.
You did the fire shot?
We did a fire shot. It's emergency, guys. My apologies, man.
Oh.
Okay. You get
on accident or accident?
Hey.
Okay.
Get out of here. This is about people. Hey.
All right, get up out of here, bro. Get up out of here, bro. You be fucked up, bro.
Yeah, I know. The people don't always get to head.
Yeah, but you're going to jail, though. Oh, my gosh. Why you do that, bro?
I tried to put it out, man. I was just trying to get some heat, bro.
I know, but why you do that, though?
I wasn't trying to just start.
Oh, you trying to get some heat. My bad.
I
Okay.
wasn't trying to start a big fire, dude.
Okay, so why you do it then?
I needed the heat, man.
Okay. I got you.
And it's getting wild out there. They both scared each other. All have spider senses. Is that an owl or something?
Alright, so I'm at the Superstition Mountains. I was following a guy up here. He's like, yeah, you just go this way, you just keep going up. And like every like, I would look down and look up, he would be like 5-10 steps ahead of me. And then to the point where he was just kind of gone. No idea where the he went, because right about this area There's no trail. It's literally just like death. I mean, one mistake and you're gonna, you know. But I thought that was really weird because I have no idea where this guy is, and now I'm trying to get back down this sliding. But yeah, don't listen to nobody out here.
He was just trying to lead you away from the gold, bro.
But J-Rod's story doesn't stop there. He claimed to be no ordinary alien, but an evolutionary descendant of humans hailing not from another planet, but from our distant future. His existence suggested that to journey through the cosmos was to journey through time itself. J-Rod's story challenges our traditional understanding of evolution and the universe. Enter the uniplanetary evolution theory, a concept that may just rewrite our understanding of planetary evolution. This theory suggests that every planet in our solar system represents Earth at different stages of its existence. Imagine Mars as a grim representation of Earth's future, annihilated by a catastrophic cosmic event, and picture Venus as a snapshot of Earth's ancient past, 1 billion years before the formation of oceans and our moon. Now, let's add a layer of complexity. Time travel and space exploration are not separate ventures, but intertwined aspects of a cosmic journey. According to this theory, to voyage through the cosmos is to journey through time. As we traverse the vastness of space, we are not merely moving in physical dimensions, but also across the temporal axis.
And what are the chances for this to be true?
What's up? I'll be back. Try to run up on me. I just came over to say hi. Damn, man, why you like that? Get out of here with that. Think you're gonna scare me, homie? Off me. Come here, boy. Back. Later, man. Here we go. Toe to toe with a bear right now. What's up, homie? I'm from the softball game.
Big Oso versus Big Loco.
A woman accused of urinating and then spitting into the ice cream of a local ice cream shop in Indian Shores. And today, Lulu's ice cream shop reopened, and the community already rallying behind them.
That's a great day.
Opening the door to a new start. Owners of Lulu's are open and ready to be back to business as usual.
Today, dust ourselves off. We're ready to go.
This after Indian Shores police say surveillance video shows Jung Soon Wipcha, who owns the food market next door, entered the ice cream shop through an adjoining bathroom, then urinated in and did other disgusting things to their ice cream. Allegedly angry about the shop's popularity and a dispute over parking spaces.
Oh, is that good?
Chuli says they immediately replaced everything in the store. The community rallying to support Lulu's.
And she went a notch too far.
Well, here you go. That is the Crystal Palace of New York City, and that is the Crystal Palace of London. This building was constructed of entirely glass and iron. It was over 100,000 square feet. It was absolutely massive. It does not exist in New York City anymore, and it does not exist in London anymore. They destroyed the Crystal Palace and everything that was in it. If you want to see the flags, if you guys want to kind of see that. Everything that was contained in there was stuff that would blow people's minds. All these artifacts made out of copper, malachite, different types of stones, gold, crystalware, glass, everything. All these beautiful things were all destroyed. And you got the cute little horses. See that right there? Cute little horses just throwing up an entirely glass and iron building that is absolutely massive. And you have to think of the time it would take to construct something like this, and you would just have this for a fair that doesn't make any money? Like, that doesn't even make any sense. Now imagine if you played some pipe organs in this Crystal Palace. All of those stained glass windows would resonate and you would begin to heal instantaneously. Or if there was a bell in that area, and all that glass would begin to vibrate as well. So when you look at the Crystal Palace of 1851, and this is why I want people to look back, because when you start looking at the Crystal Palace of 1851, you start thinking a little differently than what we've been told. Now this is a photo, they say, or a drawing, or an engraving. So let me show you.
Feels like we're living on top of a lost civilization.
Lorelei, come here. Lorelei, who are you playing with?
What are you doing?
Amy? 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 Amy?
Here's your new rabbit hole to jump down, folks. In 1952, the Great Smog of London happened. So what the specialists, or whatever the hell you want to call them, they said it was caused from unusual cold weather, no wind, and it picked up pollution particles in the air, and it blanketed the whole city literally into darkness. Okay, you can do your research. I've already done mine, and I got my ideas on what I think's going to happen. So here we are. All this shit's happening. We've all seen the videos with the particles in the air. It's all right. So there's your first rabbit hole. The next one is electricity. A woman had a video yesterday that the United States runs off of 3 hubs. So if they were to shut one of them down, it would literally cut off 1/3 of the United States from electricity. What if they were to hit all 3 of them, folks? You know, a major terrorist attack? It would put the whole country into darkness. Was this done by design? Go and dive down deep into that hole. Because I remember here a little over 20 years ago that we were shut into darkness for 2 days when the hub up in New Jersey blew a transformer. Now, I'm in the state of Florida. Imagine that. Okay? Start diving, folks, because it's coming fast like this weekend.
We're watching Hunger Games in real time.
We can't answer the door right now, but if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
Hi, I have diarrhea. Please let me use your bathroom, please, please, please. I'm going myself. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going. Get out of my house. I can't. Get out of my house. I'm going. You are scaring my kids. I'm sorry. Please get out of my house. Please get out of my house. I'm going to. Please get out of my house. I'm going. Please. Please get out of my house. I'm going to. I'm going to. Please. I'm begging you. Get out of my house. I can't stop. I'm so sorry. Please get. You're scaring my children.
And what would you do?
There are priests that little Catholic priests. There are people that little and take their sweat and drink it. There are people that eat because they think what's going on. I never wanted to be in this club where you join something, you make a deal with the devil, you sell your soul, and then you have to hide for the rest of your life. I'm not playing this game.
Raw truth. What do you guys think? Time to go to bed.
Okay, so I just found this bug in my rug and I killed it, and it came from right here. So I grabbed some gloves and I just want to rake my hands through it because, oh my gosh, if there's any more in here, I'm gonna lose my mind. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. Here we go.
What the hell that is? Cause there's something coming out of that. It's going down further? That's crazy. It's behind the trees now.
See, it's moving down.
I know, I'm trying to get it on. There you go. It's going down. I wonder what the hell. Damn, 5 in the morning. And it's dark outside, as y'all see. And this is in the sky.
And that's the new reality we're living in.
Every single town had barricades that everybody had to go through to come in or out of that town. And the only way you were allowed in those major cities or towns was by the mark of the beast. They scanned your hand or your forehead to get inside there to get supplies like groceries, medical, to go to the doctor, whatever you had to do, you had to go through those major checkpoints with army checkpoints with these men in these black outfits. They scanned you. I saw a woman that was standing in the line that had put makeup on her hand that was trying to imitate the mark of the beast sore. And so when they saw that she was faking it, when they got up there to scan her hand, there was no mercy. They cut her head off right there and just rolled down around the street, and nobody cared. All the other people in line, like I said, are zombies. Like, woohoo, you're not there.
He predicted a lot of major events. Cap or not?
Go wedge! Gonna go a little bit north. Cows! Cows going to the air!
Is that why the price of beef is sky high?
Tonight, one area of restaurants responding to video showing one of its workers with a questionable approach to food safety.
Greg and Jennifer Watkins were driving by Triaki Saturday when they noticed a peculiar sight right outside the back door of the Lawrence Chinese restaurant that's been in business for 20 years.
And my wife, she was like, "What is he doing?" And I looked, behind me, I'm like, "He's chopping meat."
They started recording as he threw what it appeared to be chopped up pieces of meat from the drive-through pavements into a container.
Look at this.
It was gut-wrenching. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. There was no cutting board or nothing to chop on. He was just cutting on concrete.
The owner explained to inspectors the same thing he told us. The meat was raw pork, nothing they serve on the menu. Triaki took to social media to explain the meat is cooked at the end of the night in a separate bowl than the ones used for customers' food.
I mean, it's not clean. It's not good to be chopping meat, whether it's for personal consumption or they're going to do it to the public. They're still preparing it in that kitchen.
Well, hi. Are you lost? Yeah. Where's your mom? She left. Yeah. Do you know her name? Yeah. What's her name? What's her name? Her last name? Yeah. What's her last? What? Do you know your name? Yeah. What's your name? Oh, okay. Do you need a ride? Yeah. You're sure your mom's she's not going to be mad if I take you? No, she's not going to be mad. She's gone. She left you? Yeah. Oh my God. Well, come on and get in. I'll take you. Do you need help?
That's the happiest lost kid ever. Nah, bro, she followed you.
Dude. We're getting gas.
Leah, calm down, baby. Calm down. Calm down. Calm down. Malia, calm down.
And that's exactly why they won't tell us the truth. And what was that?
So they showed them a photo of an alien grey, and this shaman just went, "That's Makanwabu." These guys who were doing a podcast got these Amazonian shamans on, and they were like, you know, tribesmen from the Amazonian basin, living out in the jungle, drinking the ayahuasca, very much in communion with nature, no connection to modern society. And they asked, well, before they got the photo out, they asked them, like, do you know what an alien is? Like, what do you think about aliens? And they were like, no idea what that means. They haven't got a term for it in their language. So they showed them a photo of an alien grey, and this shaman just went, "That's Makanwabu." And they had a whole story about Makanwabu, this human that became an ant that lives underground and it can take your soul, and you need to be a good shaman to bring that soul back. But the fact that they had this complex mythology around something, they didn't know the term alien. The moment they saw the archetypical grey, they were like, that is Makanwabu, that's something we have.
Aliens or demons, they've been here since the dawn of time. Do you want to send your application?
He's flown drones for years. He is a professional at what he does. So here's Lane. He's standing in the field. There's his suitcase. And as you can see from the photograph, this is the drone photo, there's nothing around him. There's nothing anywhere around him. It's just a very flat field. This is what the drone took from a photograph. When we render the data, here's the data, and we go into the 3D view. It's a little tricky to see, but Lane is standing out here, and I will turn off the extra scans of over here. Let me turn off, I'll go to the 3D view. Here's the scan I want. So this is the same set of data right here. This is Lane. If you can see, this is the same picture of Lane right there. You see his head. I'll back up a little bit so it's a little easier to see.
Yeah.
There's Lane, but standing 8 feet away from Lane, when you turn it, 8 feet away from him is something 8 feet tall, 4 foot wide, that's colorized with different colors on the side, one color in the middle right there. But again, here's my buddy Lane, and if we go back to the photograph, there he is, open field and case.
Now, where is it in the color?
Louisiana.
No. Where would it be? All right, so show me.
This whole entity right here was not in.
Where is he?
This is Lane right here.
Okay, which way is he? Which way is he facing?
If you see, he is facing straight east.
Straight east. Now show me where that. Show me where that being is when you show me the regular picture.
It's to his left.
It's straight to his left, directly to his left, 8 feet.
Wait, what is it?
Well, that's what he doesn't know.
That's what he doesn't know.
We're wondering if it's an angel because it's an infrared.
There's no tree, there's nothing else, but there it is. It's 4 foot wide and about 8 foot tall, 8 feet away from him. And again, if you go back to the picture, there he is.
Now,
right here.
where is the being in that picture? Where would he be standing?
It doesn't exist.
I know, but it would be where?
It would be right here.
Can you go fly?
And do we all have guardian angels?
No way! Yo! No way. You got good footage? Good footage? Oh, they fucking crashed! Yo!
That's not the UFO, it's a Cessna.
I know, it's a tough thing to shoot.
But then also you want to see the screen a bit, so let me go that way.
So this video I posted yesterday, a lot of y'all are saying that this is just a dog with an inverted filter on it. So I let my curiosity get the best of me and I inverted it again. And now I want to bleach my eyes because this thing is even scarier. Inverted, it is not a dog with an inverted filter on it, y'all. Yeah, and once you invert this thing, you see more detail of its body, and I don't like this. Because you can see how human-like this arm is, and how human-like its, like, hind legs are, and it looks like its other arm is propped up on its freaking knee. So to all y'all saying it was just a dog with an inverted filter on it, you're wrong. That you are wrong on that one for sure. Like, it seriously might be the dog man or a werewolf or something, because this thing is terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. I think y'all are right too. I think its ears are just laying all the way back on the top of its head, because what is this?
Look like a dog to you?
这么脏！哎呀，好在有这个清洁阿姨天天来这里扫地，辛苦了辛苦了。
And what's the reason for this job?
Ew.
Hey, different one thing.
Different. I got that at Myers, Mrs. Walmart.
Ew. Yeah, it's sticky right there. It makes me want to throw up.
Did you know white onions are transparent underwater? Fun trick to show your kids.
Whoever be drinking it, this is what they look like after it pops in it for a little while. Ain't even been sitting that long. Look at that nasty. That's gross.
No, it's from the drink itself. It's the drink. Ew. It's not a mouse. Ew, but it's so gross.
Me, is fish supposed to do that? I honestly thought only hamburger meat did that. Fish not supposed to do that. I don't know if I want to eat this anymore.
Are we gonna be alright?
This is South Florida right now, guys. Look at all the blue lights in random spots everywhere. They have different checkpoints everywhere, guys. Can make this up, guys. Going through there, you're gonna get scanned right there, guys. Oh, you think I'm talking shit? Go look over there then. More scanning right there. You know? Can make it up, guys. More scanning over here. They're making sure everybody's getting scanned up everywhere, guys. At least every block has a little dot. Every block.
And they're putting the little pieces in place for their master plan.
کمتر رمانتیک رمانتیک شویلی نمونم دیلوی
And that's a heart full of good intentions, but a head full of bad ideas.
He kind of scares me a little bit.
Yeah, he has all these celebrities in his pocket. Like, everyone wants to be him. Be on his channel.
Did you see? I don't know. By the time this comes out, but he apparently rented out the pyramids of Egypt.
What are you talking about?
For 100 hours.
No. I thought that wasn't legal.
I didn't know either. Apparently, he'll have full access to the pyramids for 100 hours, just him and his crew, and so they can explore any part of the pyramid they want.
What are you talking about?
That's scary.
Could you imagine?
How do you rent out the pyramid?
Also, this is the beginning of a horror movie.
This is what's going to happen. Mr. Beast is like literally going to go to like a cavern deep down into the pyramid
And be possessed.
and then like that's like where like this ancient relic of like the Watchers is.
Ancient knowledge. He's gonna come back with all this ancient knowledge.
Mr. Beast.
I understand the knowledge of the algorithms.
Who wants to win a Tesla?
Oh, that's scary.
It is.
Would you do that if you had free reign? Would you go?
Definitely.
Gotta go.
He had a VIP access, but why?
Is it just me, or does it seem kind of strange? Because salt is supposed to dissolve the snow. Why is the snow only surrounding the particles of salt? But there's no snow anywhere else. Is the snow barricading in the salt so it can't do its job? What the hell?
I'm in danger. I'm in danger. I'm in danger. I'm in Honda Accord. Honda Accord. Okay, I'm in danger. I'm in danger. Why are you running into me? On the bridge. On the bridge. Yes, he's still following me towards the top station. Alright, I'm in front of... Ow! 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 He's gonna hit me again!
Лена Анатольевна, мы вот сами не можем поверить. Мы пошли погулять.
Мы сейчас фигу.
И вот здесь вот такое чудо.
Lá vem Apolo aí, Apolo. Ele queria vender esse touro a Juliana. Alô, Juliana. Aí, o touro que tá levando ele pra casa, gente. Aí, Juliana, seu touro aqui, ó. Valeu. Ele, olha, galera, é o boi que tá levando ele pra casa, ó. Tá bêbado, ele tá bêbado. Aí, ó. Tá agarrando mesmo, galera. Não é brincadeira, não.
And that's the friend we all deserve.
Is he gonna play? Come on.
Come on, buddy. Leave the bar. No way, brother. That's not suspicious.
At all.
Go get him, champ.
This is McDonald's French fries. I would like to argue that probably nobody in this room has not had a McDonald's French fries, by the way. Nobody raised their hand during the staff meeting earlier today. In the US, there's 11 ingredients. In the UK, there's 3, and salt is optional. An ingredient called dimethylpolysiloxane is an ingredient preserved with formaldehyde, a neurotoxin, in the US version. This is used as a foaming agent so they don't have to replace the oil that often, making McDonald's more money here in the United States. But they don't do that across the pond.
Food can heal you or poison you.
Oh my God.
Hey, I'm almost there, okay?
We are here inside the New Orleans terrace home. You can see that it's been clearly destroyed, the door at least, from the FBI raid yesterday. But if we walk through the home, we see some signs of what he was up to. He had this work area here, lots of different chemicals splayed around, and different electronics. This is, again, a work setup. left receipts, just very unkempt in here. If we go over here, actually, you can see the Department of Justice documents here, the search warrant, and the property that they recorded here, which seems to be a lot of chemicals. Again, just left in disarray. There's a bedroom back here, and his, what appears to be his collection of religious materials, his Qurans, an open Quran with a passage there, as well as even the Bible here, but mostly books on Islam, and his prayer rug just to the left of me here. And if we go back, there's another bedroom here. You can see he left all these belongings, contact lenses, personal belongings, his bathroom. This seems to be some sort of workspace, again, with other chemicals here. The light's still on, some kind of station set up here. We're not really sure what that was for. In, you know, what we can assume was also a bedroom. You can see clothes left here, and just a sign that someone was here up until those last few moments when neighbors said he left just before the New Year's holiday, saying he was done with his lease, it was up, and he was on his way to New Orleans where he would live there. Didn't take any furniture because he said his new home would be furnished. That's all we know so far.
Is that a psyop?
Y'all, check this out. Look how huge this moon is at the Golden Gate Bridge. Oh my goodness. And it literally disappears, y'all. Y'all saw that? It seems like there's a group of clouds there, and it takes the moon behind it. Look at this. What the heck? So everyone is taking pictures and videos of the moon, and everybody is getting it in a different position, in a different angle. And then in this video over here, it's not even accompanied by Venus or whatever they're calling it. But look at this. I see something moving. Y'all see? Y'all, check this out. I didn't even notice, but look at all these lights up here. Look. Look at this. What is going on up there, y'all? And that's definitely up in the sky because the bridge is down here, y'all. So what is going on here? And where did the moon go? This thing literally just disappeared behind a huge shelf of clouds. And why is it so big, y'all? When did the moon get closer to Earth like this? This is crazy. Look at how huge that is. Do y'all see that?
In the Book of Enoch, sun and moon travel by gates.
Figure out when to get that cousin you only see once a year, a neighbor, a coworker who brings you so much joy. But don't worry, we've got you covered with the best digital gifts you can easily buy online right now and get delivered instantly for those very last-minute gifts. Hartzog joins us now. He's an e-commerce writer for Rolling Stone.
Straight out of Cyberpunk.
So you're playing with the Ouija board. The Ouija board, the idea is it's not your hands moving the thing around, but it's demons, basically. It's moving the...
Right.
Did it work?
So, it's funny because my first encounter with the Ouija board was my mom used to have them as a prop for Halloween. No one played with it. It was just when Halloween parties and she'd just have the Ouija board there, and it would just be a prop, right? And I think one of the first times I remember using it, and it wasn't like I did this like hundreds of times, it was maybe a handful of times, 70 times. And so the first time it worked was I was at a friend's house. It was, I think, like 8th grade summer or something, 8th grade summer. And there was a group of us at this girl's house. And so it was a group, like maybe 5 or 6 was playing it. And it starts to move. Now, you know, everyone's first reaction is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Everyone's, no, I swear, no, I promise, no. Everyone's denying. I know it's not me. The thing starts to move. People start getting freaked out. And me again, I'm challenging this stuff. I think it's a joke.
Yeah.
Because even though I think like, oh, it really is moving on its own at this point. Now, but I'm like asking it stupid questions, you know, like, oh, if you're real, show your face, you know, and stuff like that. And so it starts to move and people will start getting freaked out. So it was like me, and I think it was like 2 or 3 other girls and another guy. They said, and they start saying, so one of them said, you have to ask it if you can leave. Like, I heard, you know, you can't just, or I'll leave the door open. You have to ask if you're allowed to leave. So they said, can I leave? And it goes, yes. Can I leave? Yes. And so next thing I know, it's just me and this one girl. And she says, "Can I leave?" And it says, "No." So she goes to try, and she's like, "Can I leave?" No. And it goes, "No, no." And she just freaked out, and she just ran off. And I was sitting there and just laughing and
So it wasn't you moving it. And so you could say, well, maybe it's this girl just wants to, spend more time with you.
Yeah.
You say, okay, I'm going to move it to say no.
Yeah.
But she gets very freaked out, and then she leaves.
No, it was genuine fear. Like, she was like, "Oh my gosh," I said, "No, no." She just like freaked out and she left. So that was like the first time I saw something come from it. And then years later, I played it. Back when I was getting really into the DMT, I had one and I was with one of my friends. And this guy was, he was a very stoic kind of guy. He wasn't a type of guy to like get scared easily. Like me and him used to, do all types of crazy stuff together. He wasn't the type of guy to for one, to play into it, and two, to get scared about stuff like this. It's just me and him, and we start playing, and like I said, I lived on that battlefield, and so we start asking a thing that starts moving. I didn't even need to ask, I knew it wasn't him. He knew it wasn't me. It starts moving. So we're asking him multiple questions, and I start asking him, like, well, when am I gonna die? And it gives me a number, and it says from an overdose. It says 37 from an overdose. Then he asked it, and it gave him a number, and it gave him, it said, I think, like heart failure or something, heart attack or something. To this day, that friend is scared. He called me literally like last year. He said, he freaked out. And this is 2012, 2013. I mean, to this day, he's still afraid of that. He still thinks that's gonna happen.
Yeah, of course. How old are you?
I'm 30. Yeah.
Are you scared?
No, because I think the blood broke the curse. So, but I think that it would have happened. I think that was the intention. I think that was the plan for my life, maybe, But he still thinks that, like, he called me actually like a year ago or something. He said, "Dude, I only have a year left. If that, like, he thinks it's gonna happen."
Right, because
don't play making doors or gateways. Is that a crazy mermaid? Hidden message or beyond blasphemy?
I do not practice the same form of spirituality that everyone else does. I follow Yeshua. I serve the almighty living God. And I acknowledge all sides of God. God the Father, God the Mother, and God the Son. I study the old ways. I study the ways that came before Yeshua was born. The things that I practice and the things that I know go back tens of thousands of years, not just a few hundred. Now, there are some people that practice the things that I practice. And the beautiful thing about practicing the old ways is that it works. Whether you use it for good or whether you use it for evil. You think what I did with my son's ashes was so terrible? But if you really want to know what I did with those ashes, you should probably ask me everything that happened before and happened after, because all of it was witchcraft. Because all of it was witchcraft.
Because all of it was witchcraft.
What I am would terrify most of you, if you actually knew. Matter of fact, if any of you actually knew what I truly am, you wouldn't ask me stupid questions like that at all. And if you want to know how I know Beyonce is a witch, I'll say it as simple as this. It takes one to know one.
To know so much about the club, you gotta be in a club.
I know I'm not supposed to be here, but this is my parents' home. I know the feeling. And they just they got canceled from their fire insurance. So they're dealing with this. They're 90 years old. And through the state of California, because of this, They're 90 years old. That they've lived in this house for 75 years, and they've had the same insurance, and these insurance people decided to cancel their fire. And we're going through this, and it just happened, and they have no fire insurance. So thank you, California insurance companies, supporting residents who pay taxes and love California. And they wonder why people leave California.
And how did they know? That reminds me of Hawaii. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
The Bible talks about that our world will become one, all right?
Yeah. The Antichrist, the man of sin, will do that, won't he, for a brief period?
Correct. But let me just take you back to this Shambhala for us. This would really interest you, all right? Okay. It's an ancient cult. It has come in different shapes and forms with different names, but with the same idea. The idea is this. Now, this I know will sound to you like it's from space, brother, but believe me, I'm telling you the truth. It teaches, first of all, that higher beings, intelligent beings from space, will one day unite with the consciousness of human beings. It teaches the oneness between these beings and the human race. It also teaches that the day will come, once this force unites with the human race, that the human race will unite into one people, one government, and be led by a man who today, by the way, is somewhere in Europe. Do you recall a few years ago, large ads came out?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You're getting the connection.
Here.
The Messiah is here. Okay, his name was Maitreya.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yes.
Okay. He is connected to that same cult. It's the same teaching. And if you remember, they said he will soon appear and he will speak to your inner man. Remember that? Okay.
Full-page ad in the Los Angeles Times.
It was all over the world.
Yeah, everywhere.
Okay. That shows you the kind of influence and money those people must have. Okay. The cult also teaches, now here's the exciting part, all right? The cult also teaches that when this force takes over, that many will oppose it. The punishment for opposing that cult would be removal from the planet.
Oh, ho, ho, ho.
Oh, ho, ho is right.
Someone just pulled the light chain.
Right, okay.
This is Satan's way of explaining the rapture when it takes place.
Brother.
Right.
Are you guys connecting the dots now?
Yeah, I want to take you here live right now. So this is Pacific Palisades. All of these cars were ditched. So all of the drivers panicked. They took their keys. This is Palisades Drive as well as Sunset Boulevard. This dozer is just moving these vehicles out of the way. So if this is your car, unfortunately, it's an emergency situation, and this is what they have to do. They are moving the cars as we speak. Unfortunately, there are dozens of cars. This looks like a movie set. Unfortunately, this is real. LA County Fire, they have to do what they have to do. They need to clear a path. So literally, they're moving the cars, the SUVs. We're seeing Mercedes, very nice vehicles, Teslas up here, but that's because the car owners, they took their keys and they just started running. They left the cars here as the firefighters were trying to clear the pathway, clear the roadway. This is an emergency situation where, they need to get up to the homes. They want to make sure people are not trapped up there. But this line of cars probably goes about 300 feet deep, at least as long as I can see from this bird's eye view. So we're kind of staying back. They're in a situation here where they are literally moving these vehicles out of the way. Yes, it is causing damage, as you can hear from the screeching noises, but that is what they have to do.
Here's what he had to say in regards to the inauguration, and I'll give you my thoughts on what happened yesterday. Go for it.
I'll show you what I mean in a second. Another thing I've been telling you about, the inauguration's coming up. We're 2 weeks away. Folks, I'm really hesitant to talk about this, but I feel an obligation to put it out there because I don't have any other avenue to do it other than you guys in the Bongino Army. I don't think the Secret Service is prepared. And I think the Secret Service, along with the FBI, are lying to this transition team. This transition team knows it. And unfortunately, there's nothing they can do until they formally take power in 2 weeks. But when they take power in 2 weeks, Donald Trump is going to be sitting there exposed at the inauguration.
So here's not just anybody. Dan Bongino was a police officer, New York City police officer. And then after that, he went and served as a U.S. Secret Service agent from 1999 to 2011. So think about.
And we're getting close.
Let's see if we can back it up. I don't know what I did.
That's the Lady of the North, and they're not hiding. That one was clean.
Okay, I guess let's park along this street, yeah? And then, Dave, if you can, just go ahead of us and try to set up a signal.
Right here. This is where it's gotta be. This is, oh my God. What? I've never, look at this. Beyond comprehension. Oh. That's pretty sad.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
No, you're not. No, you're not. Oh, yes. Not on the wrong side of the island. Oh, no. You're going to be through. Not on the wrong side of the
Up with it? No. Just let it burn, and God protect this house in the name of Jesus. Protect this neighborhood, God, in Jesus' name I pray, amen.
This tree is going to kill us.
All right, there's nothing we can do now, bro. Nothing we can do now.
Tonight, a YouTuber from Katy is wanted on kidnapping charges, accused of holding two young women against their will at gunpoint.
ABC 13 reporter Jessica Willey is live. Jess, police believe he's now left the country.
Yeah, only because he posted that on social media. Corey Pritchett is now charged with 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping. The victims told police he terrorized them as he drove up and down I-10 here. Then 2 weeks later, he flew to Doha on his way to Dubai.
I've been sitting here, I just been waiting for the FBI and Houston police to pick me up.
Corey Pritchett mocking his legal troubles in a video he posted on TikTok from Dubai. The 25-year-old YouTuber with nearly 4 million subscribers also writing, quote, "See y'all when I get out." In the 3-page document detailing the charges against him, there are only serious accusations. According to Houston police, Pritchett is wanted for 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping, meaning with a gun, and it all started at this gym in Southwest Houston. It's here at All In Sports Performance Gym on November 23rd, where he met up with two young women ages 19 and 20 for a 15-hour ordeal that began innocently enough. First with a workout, then a TV outing, followed by bowling, all spelled out in the court document. Later, the victims told police, quote, there was a complete change in behavior. He thought someone was after him. Instead of taking them home, they say he sped west on I-10 at 100 miles an hour, pointed a gun at them, took their phones and said, quote, I'm going to expletive y'all and then kill y'all. But he stopped on the side of the road, records state, ordered them out of the car, saying, quote, this is your only opportunity. The women told police they walked for an hour before someone pulled over to let them call 911. Pritchett was charged the day after Christmas. Because of his social media posts, HPD confirmed he had already taken a flight to Doha on December 9th. Over the weekend, Pritchett, with a flurry of online activity, this post Sunday on X, defending himself, quote, I'll kidnap my kids that I haven't been able to see since last year before I kidnapped two white girls that was trying to set me up and get me killed.
And Pritchett does not have an attorney of record just yet. Court records state he flew on a one-way ticket, so it's unclear whether there have been any conversations about flying back to the U.S. and turning himself in. We're live in West Houston tonight. Jessica Willey, ABC 13 Eyewitness News.
He chose the wrong country to flee to.
Look at this. This whole neighborhood is tore up, and look, the angel's still there.
It's just little piece of light, I guess, in all of this. It's just so heartbreaking. So we're all really like.
And God is amazing.
Most people don't realize this. Angels are actually another species that God created. They don't have wings. Never a single time in the Bible do angels have wings. Cherubim do, but not angels. They are male. They're strong. They're just human looking, but bigger and more handsome, more powerful than us. And they actually travel in ships. You read it in Ezekiel chapter 1 through chapter 10. They travel in flying saucers that create coals of fire as they travel.
Very interesting.
Holy, this is a new one for me. We got carpeted walls in the bathroom. Oh my God. Who?
But you don't need a towel.
And I breathe through it. There's a lot of things happening. So it instantly connects with your bones through my teeth. So I feel the vibration in my skeleton. And it connects me to my breath, which connects me to the present time. Then, for example, if I move the back of my throat, it does this, right? It becomes like overtone. And also if I move my tongue, it does this. So you can hear how your muscles, by them moving in a certain way, creates the sound without any voice. Isn't it incredible?
Yeah, it's so rad.
Merrick also has this instrument, and sometimes you can find it as a jaw harp or jah harp. We call it hummus. It's not hummus.
I'm familiar with that one.
Yeah, sounds like a hummus, right? But it's hummus, K-H-O-M-U-S.
Mm-hmm.
And we believe that this small portable instrument it came from the first sound of the hunters, when they realized that the bow can do sound. So this instrument also has one string, and it exists around the world. It has over 100 different types, and it's made from different materials. In Japan, they do it from bamboo. There are also some of them made from bones. This one is made from iron, of my homeland. And the spiritual meaning of that is, we believe that it does sound healing to your bones, to your cells. It repairs the cells, and also it becomes an extension of your body as an instrument. And because I'm putting it in my teeth like this,
it can also wave up your spine. When you know, you know.
As my humiliation ritual, with all honors, with flying colors. But the only difference between my humiliation ritual and a lot of others is I was walking with God the whole time. Being deeply rooted in prayer, deeply in search of answers, and deeply rooted and grounded in the palms of his hands through the process of this whole humiliation ritual.
Can you serve two masters and play both sides?
I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is fake. This is the one we were looking at earlier.
Yeah.
I showed it to these guys in the green room last night. We were all freaking out. Like, what? Okay, what is that?
What the fuck?
So when it gets above, this is where it gets weird. Because it's slowly rising. It gets above that other thing, which might be the moon. I'm not sure what that other thing is. I think it's the moon. So that other thing, it gets above it, and then it starts taking off. And when it starts taking off, it does it with no sound at a insane rate of speed. Like, look at that.
No way. What the? It just went into space. What? It just went into space.
Oh my God.
But whatever that thing's doing, it's doing something that we can't do. That speed that thing takes off, that's faster than any rocket we have. That's faster than any fighter jet. That thing just shoots off into space at some impossible speed.
No mames. Mira, mira. Ahí va. What the? What is that? ¿Qué es eso, güey?
Aquí se parece la viejita que camina.
Es la Llorona, güey. No mames. Mira, 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 mira. Mira, mira, mira. What the hell? ¿Qué pasó, güey? Oh, güey, mira. Ahí va saliendo. What? Mira. What the hell? Salió de un hoyo, güey. No mames. Mira, mira. Ahí va. What the? What is that? ¿Qué es eso, güey?
Aquí se parece la viejita que camina.
Es la Llorona, güey. No mames. Mira, 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 mira. Mira, mira, mira. What the hell?
A dark figure suddenly manifests along the brick wall, as if it came out from within. The guy on the other side of the road gets frightened and quickly runs back to the other side to rejoin the man recording. The figure appears as if it was moving by the whole time, although there was clearly nothing there.
La Llorona? Maybe a bruja.
There is a cosmic law that is absolutely irrefutable that says that the cabal is not allowed to shoot the Red Cross workers. The planet itself is sick because of folks like the cabal. Ultimately, the universe is intelligent, alive, and conscious, and it is benevolent. It is a benevolent consciousness. That consciousness does not allow the negative to succeed unless it is invited. So the cabal has made a science, a very elaborate science, out of studying these arcane, occult, magical principles that allow them to get away with what they do. So they have to put out everything that tells you who they are in music videos, in these Super Bowl halftime shows, the Grammy Awards ceremonies. They're out there showing you the truth. Congress passed laws that said that if the U.S. declares bankruptcy, which it already is, that they will go into everyone's bank accounts and take their money to bail out the government, just like they did in Cyprus. You just indiscriminately release that information now, People say, what do you mean? Everything's fine. I got a car, I have food at the grocery store, I drive my kids to soccer practice, and we hang out on the weekend, we go to work during the week. Our lives are fine, everything's fine. What's your problem? Why do you have to be so negative? So what they need to do is wait for things to get obvious enough that people are activated.
Cosmic laws transcend the boundaries of physics.
Subhanallah. Subhanallah. Doing there, though. Doing there. سبحان الله أول شيء عاوتاني عندنا شي كيدير شي السيبة ديالو كيديرها جنسة
The Watchers.
Here it is, bro. You said 150 this time, right? Yep. Are you good? You good? This man tripping, man. This man paying me for my shoes. Yeah, bro. I gotta go to work in a minute. You done? You said 150, huh? Mm-hmm. Just Apple Pay to me. You got my number. All right. Man, it's the easiest one I ever made.
And how they link up.
Welcome to East Oakland. In this neighborhood, the sidewalk is blocked by hundreds of used tires. Now the city is aware, but they have yet to take action. I came to the neighborhood to have a conversation with the person who is responsible for putting these tires on the sidewalk.
Those are yours?
Yeah.
Those are your tires?
Yes, sir.
I guess I'm wondering, like, why you put them right there?
I'm staging them. I got 4 different places where I stage tires at. I get paid for picking them up. I get paid for turning them in.
You get paid to pick up the tires?
Yep.
And you get paid to turn them in. Right. To who?
Now you're all in my business, but I'm just giving you a little bit of something, so you'll know. That's the reason why the tires are there. If you happen to go down there and look at those tires, I'll walk with you.
Let's
you
go.
have to go down here and look at these damn tires. Look at some of them tires, man. Some of them tires is brand. You see what I'm saying? You see this? That tire might actually got more meat than everybody else called around here.
But the issue is you're blocking the sidewalk.
But now I see it. I didn't see that. That's them. Yeah, they gotta move him. That's definitely a no-no. I did not see that. This is my first time down here.
As soon as he hits the news, he'll be cleaned up within an hour.
Playing these characters, because it's very spiritual what we do as actors. You're on the set, you have your chakras all open, you're allowing this character to use your body as a vessel. And so you have to learn how to flip the switch on and flip it off. Otherwise, it could drive you mad. Because it's spiritual what we do. You understand? Yeah. We allow these characters and these stories to use our bodies as a vessel. That is a real, like if you think about it, that's you allowing this other energy.
Project. I let the character speak to me. What we do as actors is very spiritual. You're on set, and that's why I don't pick a lot of roles, because it's spiritual, and I'm all alive and I'm open and my chakras are open, and I'm letting this character use my body as a vessel to tell its truth. And so when I'm open like that, a lot of energies can't be around me. I'm sorry.
The famous blue light.
You?
Is it me? It's not me.
It's a motion sensor. There's no one over there. Okay, do it one more time.
Do it one more time.
just for show. Let's see if it comes on right here. I'm right here. Nothing. Are you 5? Are you 6? 7? 8? 9? You're 9? You're 9 years old?
Your name starts with a B? Is it Brianna?
Brittany. Is your name Brittany?
Is it Bianca?
That's a weird name.
I don't know what
Came to mind?
Yeah.
Bianca?
Something that claims to be the spirit of a 9-year-old girl named Bianca began using the faucet to communicate with her daughter.
That was creepy.
What do you mean creepy?
How did Diva guess it? Yeah, it is creepy.
You're gonna be with me?
Suddenly, the faucet stops as a shadow is seen moving towards her daughter.
I know there's someone here, baby. It's just a little chilly in here. My nose is freezing. What noise, baby? Does it? Can you do a screen recording?
Immediately after this, the father begins to hear static from the video call as they feel the room getting cold.
And that's no joke.
Man, I don't know what barber this is, but if a barber ever put their hands in my mouth when I fall asleep, it's going to be some smoke in the city. This man is wide awake, so you already know you can't put your finger in my mouth at all. This is crazy. I don't care if he got gloves on or not. I just won't get shaped up right there in that area if it come to this. I shave myself at home.
Hell no. And that explained the Bigfoot sightings.
Calling this aircraft the Plantium ship. Hey, in Los Angeles, there's lights coming from the sky. Seemingly that multiple reports of that. There's footage of that that's coming out. NASA live stream. They have catch this blue beam coming from Earth. Appears like it's shooting out into the sky on multiple footage in multiple locations and multiple dates. Currently, right now, the footage is shown is the one from today, from to this morning to yesterday night, our time, Eastern Standard Time. So, third phase from the moon. They're saying that there was reports of a Lockheed Martin in Hollandale with a spacecraft there. They've shown some whistleblower supposedly has schematics of this craft that's being shown. World news, there's Dior bags in Chile. There's also Dior bags in Thailand and in Huey, China. So check that out.
Do you see any strings?
On the coast of Sicily, all these apartments were like catching on fire. A microwave, boom, some books, boom, couch, boom. And so the government came in and they're like, what the f is going on here? So they quarantine the area, get everyone to leave, and they're going, why are things catching on fire? They detected these energy weapons or something that were way out in the Mediterranean. What they looked out and saw were UFOs. So the head of the UFO program and the head of the Italian Navy SEALs get on an unmarked civilian helicopter and just fly out to go see what's going on out there. As they're flying, a UFO pops out of the ocean and shoots their helicopter down. I have the documents. I have pictures of the helicopter being chased by the UFO and all the damage that was done to it with some type of microwave weapon or something. And what they found out was there were airplanes and other helicopters kind of in the area, but the UFO knew that those dudes were looking for him. It's like they can read their minds. It's like we have drones that fly around and listen to people's like cell phones. They do it with thought.
And is that why we have those crazy fires?
One day, if you're messing with a narcissist, at your peripheral or your side eye, you're gonna catch them staring at you. And they're gonna have this devilish look with this devilish smirk on their face that you will never forget. You will never forget that smirk.
And did you see it too?
What are these, Grandma? What are these?
Huh?
What are these?
My wall of shame, my walk of shame for people that let their dog go shit on my yard.
And then you take these and you put them in your grass?
Right, just like it is now.
So they can see themselves walking by?
And look at those, okay? And look. And
The second time. Second time. China Buffet is located just east of the...
Serving this to people? No.
Very far from the truth.
You learn to roll with the punch. First of all, don't touch the camera. Sushi, but we do know it doesn't belong. We are in the kitchen at China Buffet. Objectionable odor in the kitchen. It was full of standing water and reeked of... Hey, how are you? Chicken, beef, pork, ham, dumplings, all out of temperature.
Was preparing food for his own consumption and was
We are in the kitchen at China Buffet at 1-1. Inspectors recently asking that very question. We haven't heard back yet. Why is the place not getting any better?
And why are so many people still eating at these places?
Somebody tell me what this white stuff is. I'll tell you what it's not. It's not melting. Very warm coffee at this point. It's warm. Look at that. That should be gone. It's just, what the is that? This one caught my attention. You could Google that yourself right now. ChatGPT, check it out yourself. There are patents for this. Between the weird fog concealing all the Dior bags and the snow situation, I'm really starting to understand why this man disappeared. I feel like the closer we get to decode this entire matrix, the harder the evil side will push back. This is Jacobo Greenberg. He is a doctor of physics, and he bridged two most fascinating worlds together. The world of Indian medicine men and shamans and quantum physics. Figured out how to manipulate reality. 12 hours later, he vanished without a trace. You can verify this. Ask ChatGPT, ask Google, ask your mom, ask whoever the you want. All his research, gone. They did the same thing to Nikola Tesla. At the root of all of this is very basic information. If you're vibrating at 250 or lower, that is exactly where you can be controlled, where you will go to work, you will come home, you will fight with your wife, and you will be miserable. When you get above this, love, joy, these vibrations, you can't be touched at these vibrations. Something magical happens. I know this video is about the weird snow and the weird fog, but I believe this all ties together. Get a hold of your own reality. Not all weird hippie science. There's quantum physics that backs this up. If you silence your mind, you could do anything. Dr. Joe Dispenza explains that on the quantum level, you can design your own reality, and it really is true.
Your body's a living crystal.
This person is collecting gutter oil, which is waste oil extracted from food scraps. In China, some unscrupulous businesses secretly collect gutter oil in the middle of the night. With just one night of filtering and other processing, they can turn something that emits a terrible odor into a clear liquid. This processed gutter oil often ends up back on our dining tables. Gutter oil contains many toxic substances, and consuming food made with it can damage the human digestive system. Long-term consumption may even lead to cancer.
Right? Only in China?
So as I started to go back into the 1920s, then I was going back into the 1900s, and I got to the Rockefellers owning the educational system. So I started going, okay, well, our educational system's been owned since, let's say 1902, 1903 with the General Education Board. Then for the last 120 years, I'm learning from the Rockefellers, who were oil barons. Then I started researching into Eustace Mullins' work, and that led me to learning about J.P. Morgan's and the Peabodys owning the education system in 1885. It's interesting because around that time too, they debunked the ether, which is a fun topic. After they had the control of the schooling system, they debunked that. So then I thought, okay, well, since 1885, they've been just teaching us what they've been teaching us. What about before that? And this is where I started to look at the world fairs. And I think this is a great one for people to look into, because when you look at these buildings and you see these grand buildings all made out of travertine and granite and stone and all these things, you start to get a little confused why people are on horse and wagon. You see a little bunch of horse and wagon people, and they look really tiny in comparison, to buildings which are just absolutely massive in that comparison.
And who's really controlling the world?
There's an individual, I believe he had 13 different personalities. And one of his personalities in particular was horribly allergic to orange juice. But there was another one of his personalities that loved orange juice. So it would put him in this dilemma. Whereas if the personality that loved orange juice was drinking the orange juice, he was fine. But if he switched into the other personality while he was drinking orange juice, he would break out in hives. This is the foundation of Joe Dispenza's work, saying this is what the brain is capable of. To understand that when you have just different beliefs and different thoughts, you can change something that people would think of as just a biological event. There's allergens that you're sensitive to in your body and there's nothing you can do about it. Well, maybe not. Maybe we're all just perspectives in the mind of God, and when we shift our perspective and our beliefs and our identity, we can shift all of the matter and material that's there. That seems to be, what this potentially suggesting as a hypothesis.
Mind over the body.
Top, meu patrão. Chama na alta. Caralho.
And he hit the bag big time.
Never heard this noise in my life here. Nothing in the sky. Fog came in, covered the bridge. All of a sudden, something wants to hide behind this fog and be loud and crazy sounding. Anything like it. And I work on this bridge every day.
What's up?
What's up?
What's up?
What you mean, what's up?
I'm saying, what's up?
You tell me, what's up?
Bro, I'm saying, what's up? Like,
what's up what? Because maybe
like,
your what's up might be different than my what's up.
What you mean?
What you mean, what's up?
Say Greek. He just said, what's up?
No, but he was like, what's up? My what's up might be different than his.
What's up, like,
I'm like, what's up?
Buddy,
you
what's
good?
up?
You good? Oh, good.
Yeah, what's up, man?
My bad, bro. What's up?
Man, you tripping, bro.
The OG was right. That what's up was too high-pitched.
Did you know that sugar, when you eat it, a donut, Pop-Tart, piece of bread, doesn't matter, Kool-Aid, Dr. Pepper, did you know that When you swallow sugar, they have known for 70 years that it goes inside your bone marrow and it suppresses within 45 minutes your body's ability to produce white blood cells that fight infections like bacteria, yeast, viruses, funguses, and parasites. Did you know that it literally shuts off your immune system and makes you more susceptible to all viruses, all infections? And did you know that they compared sugar to prednisone? Prednisone is a steroid. And do you know that its job is to suppress your immune system? In fact, it's called an immune system suppressant. Did you know that sugar suppresses your immune system more than prednisone does? So if you're trying to fight an infection, if you're worried about the bird flu in the future, and I find out you're eating donuts and Pop-Tarts and cereal in the morning, you don't care about your health.
And they got everybody addicted. Time for a detox. And he's still gurning.
A long time ago, I used to live in Las Vegas, and I had a neighbor. He was some drunk former military guy, and he had told me that he used to work at Area 51. But one night, we had a power outage. The whole neighborhood was black. You couldn't see anything. So the night sky was like really dark. You could see like a lot of the stars because there was no outside light to drown out the stars. And he was real stinking drunk. I remember this guy used to drink like a half gallon of whiskey every 3 days. So we're just talking to bull, and out of nowhere he goes, "Hey, you see Orion's belt?" And I was like, "No, I don't know what the hell it looks like." And he goes, "Yeah, up there." He goes, "You see Orion's belt?" He goes, "You see how you see two stars that are straight, very, very parallel to each other, and then there's a little star that's slightly adjacent and off to the left." And I said, yeah, I see it, whatever. And he goes, "The bad aliens live on that adjacent star." And I looked at him and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure, whatever." And he goes, "Yeah, no," he goes, "I'm serious." He goes, the two stars, that's where the good aliens live. The bad aliens live on that other star. And he said the good aliens look like the traditional grays that we see on in magazines, on the internet, with the big head, the big eyes. They're really small and gray. He said the bad aliens are brown colored, very tall, and they smell. I didn't know what the hell he was talking about, so I'm like, yeah, sure. And then I'm like, because I didn't really believe in UFOs then, but he goes, I said, "If there's really aliens," I said, "how do their UFOs, like, how are they able to travel from that star all the way over here? Because, we're dealing with, rocket engines and stuff like that." And he said that the UFOs, they basically run on electricity that's created out of nothing. I think he said space. He goes, they have like a, it was really, he said it in a confusing way, but he said that the UFOs run on electricity that's gathered up in space, and that instead of how a rocket is driven by thrust, by a combustion engine, he says the reason how the UFOs are able to go so fast is that he said that there's an engine on a UFO that opens up a void in space. And it's almost like, he said, the UFO is not that it's being thrust, but it's falling into itself. I don't know. I'm not sure if I believed him, but he said it pretty matter-of-factly. And he was, super drunk, because this guy, you could not ever have told him anything of a kind. You could never tell, get anything out of him. But then he just goes off and says that. So, who knows? It could be real. I mean, UFOs. I kind of do believe in UFOs because I kind of seen one. I'm not sure if it was real, but it was in the Mojave Desert, and there was a plane going overhead but it was going way, way too fast to be a plane. It's almost like when you see a jet and, it's going, over across the sky. It's probably doing 500 miles an hour, maybe 450. Well, this thing was going like 40 times faster than what a jet would be going up that high in the sky. So I don't know what the hell it was. And
Are we living in an electrical universe?
Have to understand that in Old Kingdom Egypt, only the Pharaoh and the high priest were allowed access to this information. They believed that you had a light body, they believed you had a physical body, and they believed you had to feed your physical body, but you also had to feed your light body. And what they said you fed your light body with is the Shefa food, which was actually the food of the light body. What is the Shefa food? In Egypt, they believed that the Pharaoh never died. They believe that the Pharaoh ascended the stairway to heaven, or Jacob's ladder, that actually he never died, he ascended to heaven. And do you know that they've never found the body of a high priest or a Pharaoh in Old Kingdom Egypt? They've never ever found the body of one of them. Because according to their text, they didn't die. They ascended the stairway to heaven. This is 2500 BC. It keeps asking this question, what then is it? Goes a little further and it says, which it produces the Shefa, food of the gods behind the shrine. And it goes on further, it says, O ye gods who are in the present, grant me your two arms. I shall come into existence among you. And then it asks the question, what then is it? It talks about the fighting between the good and the bad, and then it asks the question, what then is it? It's storing excrement in the face of Horus, who raises up the hair at the time of the storms in the sky, and then asks the question, what then is it? It is the right eye of Ra, in its raging against his hereafter. Thoth raises up the hair on the third eye, and he bringeth into the eye, living, healthy, and sound without defect. It's a perfecting. And then it asks the question down here once again, what then is it? It says, now the Hebrews call this food manna, for the particle man in our language is the asking of a question. What is it? So the word manna literally means in Hebrew a question. What is it? It's the very same exact words they were using in Old Kingdom Egypt. The what is it? There was actually 3 descriptions that they directly spoke of this. They called it the golden tear from the eye of Horus. Okay, you've all seen the eye of Horus with the eyelash and the golden tear. The eyelash is a symbol of the veil, or lifting of the veil, so that you have a clear eye, which they talk about lifting up the eyelash so the eye is clear. And then the golden tear is always associated with it. The gods were always depicted as having horns. The gods were always depicted as having horns. What did the horn stand for? The word hue is the high frequency sound. H-U-E. We are the human, the man who can hear the sound. What's the horn? It's a symbol of bringing the sound from up here down into the brain. This is the symbol for the gods, the ones who could hear the sound. The sound came down in their brain. Opening of the 8th chakra. And it's always depicted as 2 horns. Did you know that Moses, when they were doing the Sistine Chapel, that he wanted to paint horns on Moses' head? Because in the Bible it says he and he wanted to put the horns on his head, and the Pope just says, no way. That's Satan. We can't have that. Well, what they didn't understand is what the symbolism stood for, what it meant. And it was one who could hear the sound. Okay? Right here is the symbol for gold. Right here's the symbol for gold. Right here's the symbol for gold. Here's the symbol for gold. Here's the symbol for gold. These things that look like spiders here are the Egyptian symbol for gold. This thing right here is called the white bread, or the showbread. And they call it the white bread or the showbread. And they claim that this was made by Bezaleel the goldsmith. It actually wasn't called showbread. It was the bread of the presence of God. I shall come into your presence. It was the bread of the presence of the gods. This is Stairway to Heaven by Zachariah Sitchin. The term bin and its hieroglyphic depiction, well, I'll be darned, here it is again. In time, indeed, acquired the connotations of virility and reproduction, and could well have been the source of the meaning male offspring that Ben has in Hebrew. In addition to virility and reproduction, the shrine also acquired the attributes of rejuvenation. This in turn gave rise to the legend of the Ben bird, which the Greeks who had visited Egypt called the phoenix. Breaking the God Spell by Neil Freer, introduced by Zachariah Sitchin. This is a book that was just sent to me by Neil Freer. I found several references in it that are very important. First of all, I told you that remember the slide I showed you that platinum, gold, and mercury are the most deformed of all the elements? Okay, it says mercury is mentioned in the ancient texts, both Western and Eastern, related to power sources for flight. It says the Nephilim, who were the gods, had reached a state of technology that included some sort of atomic power, according to the accounts of their wars, and therefore knew of transmutation of elements. Okay, but let's go a little further. It's real specific, this next reference. Their physical immortality is consistently and explicitly related to an ingested substance. There is a record of pressure to conform being put on a member of their high council by threat of withholding the substance. Physical immortality is consistently and explicitly related to an ingested substance. What substance? What is it? This is Lapidus in Pursuit of Gold.
And watch it again. That's deep knowledge.
What made you leave Diddy's side?
ASAP Ferg father went to Puff. He asked Puff to do a favor for him. He was in a certain situation. And I took him up there. I had $10,000 of Puff money in my pocket. D said, yo, I want to go up to the office and talk to Puff. I said, all right, come on, I'll take you up there. So then he went and talked to Puff. He had some designs. He was one of the best designers in Harlem. He the one designed the Bad Boy logo. Yeah, and he designed the old Uptown Record logo too. You know what I'm saying? So this guy was incredible. The people used to come and steal his designs and mass produce it. He was the one who put all the things. You remember you ever see
the patches?
The patches and stuff on the jacket, on the arms and stuff? He designed that. He was the one who started the painting of the sneakers. He was the one who was putting Gucci, Louis Vuitton on the cartoon characters and selling the shirts. That was ASAP Ferg father. So now I take him up to Puff. He got all these designs. He say, Puff, I need this money, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna tell you the situation, but I'm gonna let you know it was some street shit. Now this is the dude when Puff lost his job at Uptown Records and he couldn't pay his car note. He couldn't pay his rent. D. Ferg gave him money. So then now he gave this dude a lot of money to make sure Puff could pay his rent, pay his car note, and survive. Now, I could have just gave him that money I had in my pocket, because Puff had completely all about it, forgot all about it. So now, D asked him for the money. Puff said, I don't think I could do it. So D left out the office. I said, D, wait here for me outside. I said, you ain't gonna give D that money, dog? You're like, nah. He said, Gene, I can't do it. I can't do it right now. I said, well, here go your 10,000 that you get. He said, 10,000? I said, yeah, you gave it to me 2 weeks ago. Here, gave it to him. He said, you tell D about that? I said, no, that ain't none of his business.
Wait, Puff was, I don't want to say broke, but struggling artist.
This is when he became, he was on now.
Okay.
He's on. He's Puff. You know what I'm saying? So he's on. D. Ferg went to him and said, yo, my man, I need to do this, He said, nah. Out of all the shit D had done for him, he only gave D $1,500 for that design and promised that he was gonna look out and take care of him. You understand what I'm saying? That label's known worldwide. That image. Long story short, I gave him his money. I walked out the door. D said, I ain't never ever with him ever again, Gene. I said, yeah, all right. So We were straight for my birthday, right? He said, yeah, we straight. I said, you all right? He said, yeah, I'm all right. Died the next day.
Ah, come on, man. Damn.
So now I'm upset. I'm bitter. You understand? Behind it, we're in the office. Puff mother asked me, I'm sitting out by the office. This is Puff door. I got my chair out there. Nobody goes in his office or nothing like that, without clearing me first. So then Puff mother asked me to go downstairs and get some food out her car. I said, I'm not here for that. What's wrong with you? She said, all these interns and stuff like that. She said, you're the only one that don't do what I asked them to do. And I want to know why. I said, I'm not here for that, Miss Coleman. You understand? She said, but if I ask you to do something, she was just going on like that. Puff came out though. Why you always messing with Gene? Why you messing with Gene? And then he said, leave Gene alone. So now, I just never went back. That was it.
Looks like the Eye of Sauron. And I'm waiting on the cloud expert in the comments.
Giant footprints.
Man, that's not a giant's footprint. I don't know what is, bro. I mean, look at that thing. Look at how perfect defined that foot is. And, it would be like, oh, this is probably just some rock, But when you literally look a little further, you see a whole nother imprint. What are the odds of that? You see the toes right there, the same size toes right there, bro. What are the odds? Looks like something just came tromping right through here at one point.
Nephilims or giants?
Hey, TikTok, I'm in Boston, downtown Crossing. Check this out, man. Satellite just fell out of the sky.
Would you believe
Satellite just fell out of the sky, y'all, in Boston, downtown Crossing. Y'all spread the word, man. Satellite just fell out of the sky.
Yeah, fell out of the sky.
OG said it fell right out the sky, y'all.
No, it's not.
Right here, I got it. It's right here.
Probably just now, and it's
Look, check it out.
satellite is right on the
There it is, y'all. Canada. Canada.
Lucky it didn't land on
Look
the
at
bus.
Look at that, y'all. There it is. Look at that.
Never seen a satellite like that.
The bird is just sitting there.
Ponya? Okay, for real. No, that's crazy.
It's just stuck in place.
Like that hairline of yours, Devon. I know, that's just funny. I don't know. Is y'all laughing?
I'm really so confused.
No. And then it stopped.
Stop it and turn around. Camille, record that.
I'm not gonna record this bird for an hour. It's not moving.
Do a flip. Imagine I actually did a flip.
What did you just found?
Roll down the window, Camille.
It is literally, that's as far as I can go. But it's not going anywhere. It's not on no power line. What is going on?
Oh, heck nah. Blood heaven up. Alright, then. No, that's actually creepy.
And then it'll stop for a second.
That is weird. Is it ever gonna move?
That's actually sad to watch. Because what is happening?
How's it sad?
Because it could be going through.
It is turning around.
Yeah,
See, I told you it's trying to turn around.
Move. It's probably a camera.
Why isn't it moving?
This is going in circles. This is something weird.
I wish I can zoom in closer.
Yeah.
Because this is crazy.
Use CapCut. You can zoom in.
Oh!
Stop! It just disappeared.
No, it just flew off.
Oh. Because Camilla had zoomed in.
What took us so long?
It stopped again.
Oh yeah, now it's stuck again.
No,
Maybe,
that's not real.
do they do that?
Because Django's on me. Move.
Bird drone glitching.
Says he was exiled from, and left beyond the ice wall, and our realm is a prison.
And that makes you wonder. Who loves a good tapeworm?
A woman saw this sticker on the front window of women's clothing store Rare Trends in East Austin, reading exclusively for white people, maximum of 5 colored customers. There's also a city logo and above it, sponsored by the City of Austin Contemporary Partition and Restoration. Caroline Gray is the director of sales and marketing for the store. She came in Wednesday expecting an average day, not knowing what was on the store's front window.
Come in from the side and in through the front door, you know, off to the left, so I don't see the front of the sign when I come in the door.
That was until the phone started ringing.
And she said, I just walked by your store and there's a sign in the window that says you only allow white people to shop. And I was like, what?
Gray walked outside and saw it for herself. Austin police came to the store to investigate. It turns out Rare Trends is not the only business hit by vandals with the sticker. It was also put on Windmill Bicycles and El Chiquito restaurant on Manor Road. The city's code enforcement officers will be looking for other stickers and the person or people posting them.
And that's a twisted joke. And they don't care, it's just a money grab.
She took my phone. Ghetto ass hospital. Hey, where the fuck she at, bro? Damn, dog. Bro, what you doing? Come, bro. Oh, we in Kansas City. What you doing? Hey, where my phone? We in KC. This nigga. Why you going to my phone? Oh. Why you going to my phone? Why you going to my phone? Why you, bro? Why you recording, bro? Call the police. I ain't calling the police. This shit funny as hell. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Where my phone at? Bro, where my phone, bro? Where my phone?
His dirty secrets cured him instantly.
This man is being dragged somewhere in a weird way. Looking closer, something is stuck on his hands and feet. 30 minutes earlier, he had received a bracelet as a gift from a coworker. On the back of the box, there was a curious warning. Of course, the man immediately put his toes into the bracelet.
Help me!
And as expected, disaster struck. They tried using a power saw to cut the bracelet, but it was far too dangerous. Even after visiting the store where the bracelet was purchased, it still wouldn't budge. With no solution in sight, he was eventually loaded onto a truck and taken to the hospital. After returning home, he decided to figure out how the bracelet worked. Then at that moment, in the end, his pointless curiosity led to not one, but 2 trips to the hospital.
Can you find it on Temu?
I have 3 friends. All 3 of them had stage 4 cancer. All 3 of them don't have cancer right now at all. And they had some serious stuff going on.
And what did they take?
Jesus. They took some, what you've heard they've taken.
Ivermectin.
Fenbendazole.
Fenbendazole. Yeah. Yeah, I'm hearing that a lot.
They drank hydrochloride something or other.
There's studies on that now where people have proven that
people
they've
drinking methylene blue and stuff.
Yeah, methylene blue, which was a fabric dye.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a textile dye. And now they find it has profound effects on your mitochondria.
Yep.
Yeah.
This stuff works, man.
There's a lot of stuff that does work, which is very strange because, again, it's profit. When you hear about things that are demonized and that turn out to be effective, you always wonder, well, what is going on here? How is our medical institutions, how have they failed us so that things that do cure you are not promoted because they're not profitable? That they can't control it. They don't have a patent on it, whether it's vitamin D, K2 and magnesium, you know,
Sometimes the truth makes you tweak. And me waiting for the gators. Uber, Lyft?
I was fired after 31 years as an emergency room physician with not one single patient complaint against me in those 31 years. I was fired for saying that somebody who had natural immunity didn't need to be vaccinated against a disease to which they were already immune. Fortunately, I still had my medical license, even though I'd lost a significant part, at least 50% of my income, and I couldn't work as an emergency room doctor anymore. I still had my private practice. So when I discovered from the biodistribution studies that Pfizer had hidden, that we knew that these vaccines go around your entire body, they do not just stay in your arm. Pfizer's biodistribution studies on the lipid nanoparticles show that they literally take those messenger RNA strands into every part of your body. They go into your brain and your lungs and your heart and your liver and your reproductive organs and your bone marrow and everywhere. Which is, by the way, why these COVID shots have caused a greater array of side effects than any other medical treatment in history. Because this toxic spike protein ends up in literally every part of your body.
And much respect.
I want to talk more about this most recent paranormal entity I'd captured on video, shown here in a composite screenshot. I couldn't see it while filming, but here's the original video. Then here it is, slowed down, brightened, and zoomed in. This is the clearest screenshot I could get, where you can make out clear ears, horns, the red of the face, and one that's less clear but seems to show an upheld clawed hand and some kind of flame coming out of it. Finding the odd shape of the body familiar, I finally realized where I'd seen it before. It is strikingly similar to the very first apparition I captured on video upon first entering the home. Take a closer look at this screenshot from that initial video. It appears almost like an incomplete version of this later, more demon-like entity, which itself bears resemblance to the demon from the Oldry family bestiary. It's a troubling situation to say the least, especially given my family's history with such things. I've encountered a lot of activity in this house, and I've shared everything with you that I've captured on video. From full-body apparitions, to shadow people, to things moving on their own, and what was until now the most terrifying, the vampiric spirit attached to my bloodline that's haunted us for 5 generations. But thinking that this thing has been watching us since our first day in the house might make this the most troubling thing I've encountered yet. I'll keep you guys updated.
And that's a level 5 demon.
In the following video, a young girl plays with a pair of glasses while mom and dad talk in the bedroom. It appears that no one else is around except maybe their pet dog, but according to the mother who sent me this clip, there is no way that her dog was responsible for this creepy incident. If no one else was present in the kitchen during this time, as she states, then what was this?
Hey. Nico. Come here. What, baby?
Understandably, the child's parents were freaked out upon listening to what was captured. Either in the kitchen or somewhere else in the house, a loud screech is heard. Someone in the house had screamed, but this doesn't make any sense, as no one else lives there except them, who certainly didn't scream during this recording. Now, even stranger is the fact that their daughter had no reaction whatsoever to the sound. In fact, no one else had heard it when it happened. Whether person or ghost, the family has no clue as to who or what had made the noise.
And that scream.
There's a store in Brazil that is well known for selling electronics and other consumer products for low prices. But aside from being known for its competitive deals, the store is known for being haunted. Now, even though there's been a couple of stories from employees who've seen strange things at work, only one video has caught footage of something pretty baffling. The video starts off with employees of the store looking over at security footage from last night. But as they continue to watch, something happens that spooks them out of their minds. Take a look.
Tá aqui, pô, tá não. Não, lá vem, ó. Tá vendo? Lá no cantinho, ó. Lá no cantinho, ó. Daí, ó. Tá vendo?
Jesus da glória, é uma pessoa com manto.
Você não tá andando não, ele tá muito alto. Olha aí, tá flutuando agora, tá flutuando. Tá na mesma altura que ele tá fazendo. Tá naquela TV lá.
Ele não tem pé não, ó.
Isso aí já é flutuando. Foi aquela hora que eles falaram lá? Foi. Mas não vem aqui não, pô.
Meu Deus do céu. Cara, ele é muito grande, bicho.
Ele vai sumir ali, ele vai sumir, ó. Atenção. Ó, ele some, né?
A mysterious figure appears out of nowhere and makes its way across the store. It appears to be cloaked in a white garment, as it seemingly floats above ground. According to one of the workers, it doesn't appear to have feet, which viewers believe is enough evidence to prove this as being supernatural. Given its oddly stiff composure, viewers are further convinced that this was something otherworldly. So then, was a ghost caught on camera, or had something else appeared on tape?
And that's a wrap on this little recap, fool. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, don't forget to hit and smash the like button for me, smash the subscribe button, be part of the family. Remember, stay woke now. Catch you next time.